What the?
What the fuck?
You alright?
Welcome to the Secret Podcast episode. I can't believe this is still going.
Oh my
I
god.
think I just ripped like 3 of my comics.
What the fuck did you do that for?
He tried to make a dramatic entrance, but
I don't know if you guys can hear it, but I was like dun 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 dun.
what's that? Is that John Cena? Okay, I figured.
But welcome to the Secret Podcast episode. I can't believe this is still going. I'm your host, Killer Dino Star, and we've also got my special co-hosts, Omega and Xavian. We've also got we had to pay a lot of money. Thanks to everyone at the Patreon, and thanks to everyone who subscribes to Omega's Twitch channel because
Even the 10 of y'all that unsubscribed with Twitch Prime, you know,
because
y'all let this happen.
The most special guest we could have ever asked for, quite frankly, and a guest that everyone has been asking for over on our subreddit. Welcome, everyone, please. G-Eazy.
How's it
We
going?
got G-Eazy. Thank you.
Thank you.
Where can everyone find you on Twitter, G-Eazy? Just to get that out of the way.
I'm only on Instagram.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
where can everyone find you on there?
That'd be neck_snapper69.
Well, it's a pleasure to have you, G-Eazy. I'm sure you'll be one of our finest guests. Perhaps the greatest guest we've had so far.
Mayhaps
It's a possibility.
a possibility.
However, you've had some strict competition. But let's go ahead and get into this special episode. We weren't planning on having an episode today, or ever again, for that matter.
That is a fact. We actually did not plan on ever having another episode after the last one.
But
That is a conversation that went down.
I'm glad I was included in that conversation. My bad. Got it.
his mic was
My
on.
mic wasn't muted because I had to rejoin.
But
Oh, I just have Skype turned all the way down, but yeah.
True. Good. The stream didn't have to hear it then. That's quality.
yeah, some people
Quality
love the radio.
memes. Fucking quality.
Some good shit right there, man.
Some good shit right there.
So just to go ahead and get it off the ground here, we will be talking about conventions and just like overall big, like community events, right? So Quarter can have a discussion about that. He's been to like a Gears of War tournament or something.
Before we do that though,
we will get to that. I was just saying that's going to be probably our first real.
I just wanted to
ask.
I just wanted to let everybody know that I am cosplaying right now as B-roll for every tech YouTuber out there. How you feeling, baby girl?
Well, thank you, Tech Rex. But I do want to ask our friend G-Eazy, where can people find the style, the originality that you seem to come across? Where can people find that jacket, for example?
I found this at H&M at the clearance section because I'm a poor rat. But if you want to dress like this, all you really got to do is just Google G-Eazy style choices. That personally has worked for me.
Wait, is that like an actual thing?
I don't know. Google it. You'll find out.
Now, I think maybe the most striking part of your style has been that you have used a touch of gray on your right side of your face.
Yeah. It definitely sets me apart from the other G-Eazy clones, I gotta
Distinguished,
say.
I think.
Yeah, I can see it.
Very distinguished.
Yeah.
So, very respectable. Everyone, I just wanted to say, thanks to G-Eazy for coming on the show again.
Of course.
It's definitely going to be a
Absolutely.
pleasure. And then he obviously can talk about all the concerts that he's been to. Let's go ahead and get it off. Omega just went to his first comic convention, or convention in general. It was Rhode Island Comic Con. Tell us how that's been so far.
Absolutely. Okay, so I live in Rhode Island, aka the biggest dump. In case you couldn't tell just by looking at my room, which is also a dump, it's just quite indicative of the city in which I live, in the state in which I live. So Rhode Island Comic Con, Bomb was pretty fucking lit. All right, so me going into like my first convention, I didn't really see like what the fuck the point was, because like you just see a bunch of niggas. They dressing up as their favorite, superhero, whatever.
I'm
There's
still
just
waiting to hear the point.
there's just it's weird because like even me trying to explain it, like there's like no point. But I fucking like loved every second I was there. I went there yesterday. I went there today, and I'll be going tomorrow. Actually, I actually got to wake up in about how you do time 8 hours or so around there to go. So by the time this podcast is over, it'll be you get it. I'm going all 3 days essentially, but like it's like super late. If you guys ever get the chance to go to any Comic Con, because I'm assuming that if Rhode Island Comic Con is so much fun, then once you go to a place that's not a fucking shithole, it's gonna be pretty cool there too. So
Well, I think probably the coolest thing about Rhode Island Comic Con is that your whole town is there. Like your whole state.
funny. See, we're a small state, but we're densely populated, so that's not necessarily true. I just found it interesting because going there, like I didn't know that there were like that many people from where I live that like are I guess kind of nerdy or whatever. So it's interesting to see them all in one place, and that way, once I do launch my Zero Weebs plan, I know exactly where to start. But yeah, it was pretty interesting.
Do you know if there were many people there who had like commuted from out of state?
There were people. I saw like New York, Jersey, or New York license plates, Jersey license plates, Vermont, like a bunch of different shit. Which I found it interesting though that people that from like New York came here when there's like New York Comic Con, which is way better. Unless they just go to a bunch of cons.
Yeah, the thing about people who go to conventions is something I've learned from having gone to like a few of them and from knowing people that go to conventions. Is, like they want to go to a convention. Like if they could, they'd go to one every week.
Yeah, Xavier, if you could not kill your camera, because I don't know what that's gonna fuck up.
I can't control it. It just fucking dies. Like I don't know what you want from me.
Alright. Well, fuck it. This is a shitty podcast anyway.
But like yeah, like those cats, like the people who actually like going to conventions, like all two of them, they want to like that's why conventions work is because like there's about 5,000 total people who go to conventions and they all go to every one of them. So you're probably seeing the same people that I saw at whatever Comic Cons I've been to. Fucking awesome.
That's a possibility.
Baltimore, New York. New York Comic Con is the worst thing it honestly maybe. Well,
See, that's what I wanted to talk about because you didn't enjoy it, but I loved every second. So
okay, but yeah, like we talked about this a little bit last night because we knew we wanted to talk about this on the podcast, but there is a distinct difference between our cases. Like every time I've been to a convention, this is without fail. I've not been to a convention of my own accord. I've gone to every single convention as press, and like I wasn't just like going there on my YouTube channel's press badge. Like I was going there for like work, like working for like someone else. So I didn't have like I couldn't just go talk to like my favorite creator if I wanted to. Like I had to follow this guy around and film him interviewing like one guy after the next guy after the next guy after the next guy. And the guy who I was interviewing with, he didn't have any standards, so it was just anyone who would be interviewed by us. You know what I mean? Which is a little bit ironic because, like no one seemed to ask. Like they'd be like, "Oh, what channel are you with?" Or like whatever, and then we'd be like, "Oh, New Release Wednesday." You know what the thing is? I think he just said, "Oh yeah, we're with New Release Wednesday." He'd hand him a card like he was professional and shit. And New Release Wednesday, I don't know if you guys know this, but I think the channel only has like 109 subs total to this day. So, but like because of the way he presented it and the way he presents himself, you would think that we probably had 100,000 subs instead of 100. So it works very well. But anyway,
yeah, I'm actually shocked I enjoyed it as much though because like I hate crowds as well. Like I hate big congregations of people. There's a lot of people. Yesterday was manageable, right? Today was actually insane. To just fucking move was nuts. There was a line because there were a few celebrities there. Gal Gadot was supposed to be there, but I don't know if she is. Because I heard that she canceled, then I heard that she didn't cancel. I don't fucking know. Who cares anyway? Whatever. But the dude that plays Negan from The Walking Dead was there, and there was like an insane line to see him. Like I know a girl that waited 9 hours to see this man. She got there when the convention opened at 10, and didn't end up leaving until the convention closed at 7, which is just insane. There's not a single. I don't even think I'd wait that long to see Kanye, because you got to think about it, right? You go up there. This nigga's just trying to get through this line, right? You see him for a
That's not
vine.
necessarily true. Like some of the people, like I've heard this. Obviously, like I've never fucked because you get to pay like $100. Like those cats make a lot of money in one weekend. Like there's a reason why people as big as Negan are there. Because like they'll charge you like $150. You wait in a 9-hour line. You wasted your entire day now, and then you get a picture with them. And like some of them will just like take a picture with you and like be like, but some of them will like they'll be like, all right, what do you want to do? And they'll like put like a little prop on you or like do like some funny, little dance and shit like with you and do a cool pose. And some of them are just like, so it depends on what kind of person it is.
Actually, the girl that went to go see Negan, it was her birthday. So he actually was like, he told everybody in the crowd, he's like, all right, everybody start screaming happy birthday to this girl. And then they all sang happy birthday. And she said that she was like crying and shit because it was like, I mean, that's pretty cool. You gotta, yeah, that's really cool.
That's pretty cool.
So like, I would wait if that were to happen, but there's no guarantee that's gonna happen. How do you know that by the time? Because you got to think about it. He's been signing shit there for 9 hours, and after all that time, he still did that. Like that's a cool ass dude in my book.
Yeah.
So I also got this fire ass phone case from the
Oh, that's
Comic
actually
Con.
dope.
This
That's
shit,
actually really
this shit, it feels good as fuck too.
Okay, so what is the majority of your time going to while you're walking around there? Like obviously the majority of my time was going towards just like walking around filming interviews and whatnot, filming B-roll. What is the majority of your time going to? Because like all I can gather from like your Instagram spam is that you're just like walking up to random people in like costumes you like and just going like
Follow my Instagram, Omega Pro, Easy3. That's actually not like the pictures that I've taken were all very very sparingly throughout the day. Like it's I spam my Instagram obviously, but like I actually did not really do that often. Like I'll see a cosplay, like I saw many cosplays that I liked, but I only ever asked somebody for a picture if it didn't seem like a bother. So like because today was like very very tightly packed. So like if I see a cosplay I really liked, but we're all like fucking sardines in a can looking ass trying to fucking move, I'm not gonna be like, hey man, let me get a picture. But like if it's like a pretty decent wide open area, I see a cosplay I like, then I'll talk to a person. Like I saw this amazing hot girl. It was
You
fucking
talking about her ass or you talking about her costume?
no. Well, I mean, why not both of me? But she had like the wings going on, and she built a mechanism too, where if she like moved this like thing in her hand or pressed a button, it would flap the wings. Yeah, I don't know, dude, but it was insane. It looks really fucking cool. I wanted a picture, but the first time I saw her, we were sardine packed. The second time, she was like rushing with her boyfriend or some shit through people and trying to get somewhere.
And
I was
you're
just
like,
like,
never
yeah,
mind.
yeah. And one thing is like, if I saw a cosplay girl and I saw she was with her boyfriend, I didn't even ask because I don't know. I felt fucking weird. The first time I asked somebody for a picture, it was like extremely weird to me. It was the Sora guy. I don't know. I just feel like they're so fucking weird. But I guess that's why they dress up and shit, so that way people can take pictures or whatever. But no, I just
I feel like I would feel really corny doing that. Like, yo, man, let's get a picture. Like, I don't know.
That's why I only did it for like the really good cosplays. Like I saw some good ones, but I'm like, do I really want to take a picture with your ass? But like I saw that Alphonse Elric, this nigga built the armor, the lights, and everything. Like that shit was dope. I was like, I don't even give a fuck. And like if we were sardine packed, I don't give a fuck. I'm getting a picture of your ass. You feel me? But yeah.
Okay, so are you being at all hyperbolic when you say like sardine packed? Because when I was at New York Comic Con, I am not fucking kidding when I say everyone on Saturday was literally shoulder to shoulder. Like,
it wasn't like it depends. It depends where, cause there was like a big hall where they were doing I guess it's one of those booth things where you get to ask questions to people. So they had some of the cast from Legends of Tomorrow in there, and then they also had some of the cast from The Walking Dead. I don't think Negan was there because obviously he was doing signings and shit. But there was like the cast for The Walking Dead too. It was like a split thing. I don't really know how the fuck they did it. But Legends of Tomorrow and The Walking Dead in the same like arena hall thing, and the line was just fucking insane. So when you got near there, it was shoulder to shoulder. Like like realistically, it was like
unbelievably packed.
Yeah, from one side of the hall to the next, like, because I was trying to get to the bathroom, but I had to go through all that shit. So I'm sitting there, and it takes me 10 minutes to go to the bathroom, just getting through all these people. Like, it's actually insane. But, like, even despite all that, it was still, like, I just love it. Like I can't wait to go back tomorrow. Like I fucking love it. So another big thing about these cons that people say is that it like stinks and shit, right? I didn't
It
experience
does.
I didn't experience that too much actually. There
Dude,
were there
New
were
York
like
Comic Con.
3 or 4 like repugnant human beings. Like when I went to go check in today, I was behind a dude. Oh my god! So it was this guy, and what I can only assume was his girl? Question mark. I don't really know. But like she comes in, because I thought they were like they worked there or something, right? Because this guy had like a big like a rolly case thing full of shit. So I was like, maybe he works. I don't really know. So I let him go ahead of me, and then next thing I know, this fucking I thought she was cosplaying his job with her, but I guess that was just her. She comes walking in. She's got like a it looked like when you get Chinese takeout and they give you that little paper fold thing with all the rice in it and shit. She had a thing of that, but it was filled with cheesy fries. So she's just like walking in front of me, and the security guard's like, "Yeah, you're gonna have to either eat that or throw that out because you can't bring that into convention." You feel me? Because they don't allow
She was
outside
like,
food.
No biggie.
And-
And turned around. And turned around again. Like,
No, because like she was going towards the trash, so I'm like, oh, so she's just gonna throw it out. But I don't really know what the fuck happened. She just ended up getting in anyway. But the dude she was with was repugnant, dude. Like I got a whiff of that nigga, and I was just like, oh my god, this nigga. Because I was behind him. Of course, he had all the cat lint and dog hair all over his sweater, as those repugnant human beings do, and like in his
smell like cat piss.
tiny bit, and like
There was a girl in my class in 10th grade in my fucking gym class that literally, I'm not fucking kidding, smelled exactly like cat piss.
that's disgusting.
Every day
That's disgusting.
for a year or more.
And then
Probably still does.
the worst thing about this dude is I couldn't tell you what it was, but on the back, like all over the side, all over the side and the back of his head, were these random like white specks. It wasn't dandruff. At least I don't think, because I saw one that was probably like this big, just like chilling there. I'm like,
It's a coke rock.
I'm like, I don't know what that is, and quite frankly, I don't want to know, because that shit was repugnant. But there were only a few instances where people actually like stank. It wasn't that bad. But other than that, dude, like I say, if you get the chance, you gotta go to any like nerdy ass convention like that, because I had a fucking blast.
Yeah, like, don't get me wrong, I have not, like, I don't hate going to the conventions, and I've had a lot of good times. Like, when I went to New York Comic Con, that
I
was
might
like,
I might go next year if you want to go. I don't know if you were trying to go again.
maybe. We'll see. Like, I don't know, like, I think I think New York Comic Con would be hella fun to go to as a fan. Like, and have you gone to any, fucking, what do you call them? Panels.
No.
Panels I actually really liked. Like when I went to at New York Comic Con, the only panel I went to was Logic's, but that was really fun.
Yeah, the panels here were for the Legends of Tomorrow and the Walking Dead cast, and the line was ridiculous. Even if I wanted to, because you had to have like a VIP pass or some bullshit, which I didn't have.
Right.
But even if I wanted to,
You
like
had your
I
press
would.
badge,
No, I had just a normal badge. I didn't have
right? Oh, okay.
a press badge because my friend just bought like a few passes to go there, and then I guess somebody who was trying to go with like canceled or whatever. So I was like, "Fuck it, I'll go."
Or yeah, like try to get the press badges because trust me, they give them away. I know it. I know it for a fact. At this point, they give them like you can literally have a channel with 100 subs, and they just like will give it to you because
Especially in
like,
Rhode Island, probably I could probably just.
Yeah, like as long as it's not the only time we ever had to apply under a different thing to get the credentials was New York Comic Con. And granted, we never tried to go anything as big as that, but we went to Baltimore Comic Con twice under New Release Wednesday. We went to Awesome Con twice under New Release Wednesday. Like we went to these conventions like on channels with less than 100 subs.
Yeah.
Like they give these things away. Like if you guys in the chat want to go to a convention, literally get a channel with like 100 subs and just upload frequently. Because if they see that you, even if it doesn't have a lot of views, they just want to like see that you upload videos, they will give it to you.
Dude, actually, somebody in the chat said that they really wanted to see Stan Lee. He's
Nah, that
there.
guy's dead.
He's there all 3 days, and one
Is he
to
really?
Yeah, to get a picture and like whatever with him is like $100, right? So on Friday, which was not even the most busy day, and we were there right when it opened, so it wasn't going to be nearly as busy. But as soon as we walk in, there's already like a long ass line for this dude. I'm just like, God damn, that's
I mean,
ridiculous.
he's literally on his way out, dude. Like,
Like I can see like if I were to get a picture with Stan Lee, I'd probably wait until Sunday, which is supposed to be the least busy day, so that way there's not like nearly as big a line since he's there all 3 days. But like that's still like I don't know, like to have a picture with him, obviously the father of Marvel would be like super dope, but I don't know
I'd
about all
rather have
that.
a comic signed by him than
I
like
think
even
you
though
can
like
get
it's
a
not like
I think you can get something signed there if you get a
okay,
picture
'cause,
with
like
him
I
too.
don't care about having a picture with him as much as I'd like to see like something that he wrote, like a signature on it. Like I think
Yeah.
that'd be hella cool. But yeah, I think it'd be cool to go to a convention not as press and or maybe with my press badge, but not
Yeah.
like actually
Mhm.
trying to do anything because
Right.
like you get like you literally can just walk into the press area. You get like this area that's fucking cordoned off for the press, where you can just like get on your computer, laptop. There's free water, coffee, shit like that. Um,
If I see,
there's
I'm
like
definitely getting a press badge for any other con I go to
no,
then.
it's the way to go. Like it's definitely the way to go. Like you can go there and then like let's say we wanted into the Power Rangers panel. You just walk in. Like there's an area for press people. It's like not necessarily
I
the
would
best
have
seats all the time, but
Yeah, I would
like
have
sometimes it'll be
loved
the
to go
front.
in there.
Sometimes it'll be the very front row of like a panel. Sometimes it'll be like all the way in the back, so you can put your cameras and like zoom in and shit like that. Or like sometimes it'll be on the sides. But like there's press areas for like all the panels and shit like that. Like it's and even if there isn't, you can just be like, hey, I'm press. I'm trying to film this, and they'll just be like, all right, we're and give you a seat from somewhere. Like they just pull a seat out of their ass. Going as press is fun, in that you get all these weird privileges. Like I sat next to what's that bitch's name?
Michonne.
Michonne. I
Michonne.
sat next to Michonne when I ate lunch at AwesomeCon my first year, which was pretty cool. I didn't talk to her because I felt like it'd be a little bit gauche, but um, it was cool to sit next to her. I was
Right.
within 3 feet of her. So
That's really interesting.
yeah. Um, but yeah, going to conventions is cool. It's just every time I've gone for work. So I don't know. I'd like to, go there as like a normal human being because I honestly don't know what you're meant to do there for like 8 hours. Like I don't know what I would do walking around.
Yeah, the
that
first
for
day I was only there for 3 hours. Today I was there
I
for
can see
like.
doing that, but then it's like I'm driving like an hour to get to DC, or I'm
Oh, see,
driving
that's
now
the
an
thing. Rhode
hour.
Island Comic Con for me is like 10 minutes away for that.
Yeah, if that was the case, then yeah, I'd go there and I'd be like, all right, well, it's like 10 minutes, like whatever.
Yeah.
I'll spend a couple hours there and I'll leave. But like, if I'm going to AwesomeCon, I'm driving there. So I have to leave like an hour, get there, and then pay like $25 for parking because it's DC, or like the same amount if it's in Baltimore. It's just like a struggle, you know.
Well, my personal experience with I guess a convention, it was actually a tournament, but like it was I live in Kansas and I drove all the way to Pittsburgh to go to this fucking thing. But it was kind of for work because I had to take pictures, but basically it was like in this like Dave and Buster's style place, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there was like a restaurant and like an arcade, and then the upstairs area had like a bowling alley. So it was like it wasn't a true like tournament environment or a con environment, but like they had all these rooms on the side set up where like people were playing Gears, and I had never seen Gears of War esports before. Which if you haven't seen it, that shit is fucking wild. Those niggas are savages. But and it was like the first Gears of War, like official Gears of War tournament in like 5 years or something. So almost no one was there.
Versus
So
less.
actually, they've had a lot recently, but regardless, it was like so there was like 40 teams there, and maybe like 100 spectators, and that was it. But it was also like in the middle of a restaurant. So I
Really,
wouldn't call
100
that
spectators? That's weird. Was that a small tournament?
yeah, it was no, it was a big tournament, but it was
It's a
like
big tournament for Gears.
no, it was a big tournament because it was like the first one they'd had in a long time, and like the scene was dead, so it was like only the true diehard fans were there, you know, because like they're the only ones who heard about it.
That's
So
interesting.
by the time we got to Championship Sunday, they gave us like their comedy room or whatever to set up, and it was like this. It wasn't that big of a room. It was like a theater room that could fit like 200 people maybe, and we all hung out in there and watched Gears of War. But it wasn't really a con experience, to be honest. Like, it was really small.
Have you ever been to like a convention or anything?
No, not really.
What about
I
you,
want to go
Jeezy?
super bad.
You've been a little quiet
Um,
there, man.
I never been to a convention. I mean, to be honest, I wasn't allowed out in public until maybe 2 months ago.
That's it.
Yeah. So, yeah, fuck that shit.
Interesting.
Even then,
All right,
it's
so
still dangerous to let him out. You can tell by
Yeah.
that jacket.
that jacket fueg. All right, Dino. One thing for you, my G. I told you about this thing called the pop socket, right? That I got from my phone.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna display it for everybody here on the podcast live on here. So this is my phone's battery. Oh my god, it looks fucking putrid on camera. It doesn't look that putrid, but all right. So this is my battery case for my iPhone 6s Plus, which is a big phone, and I got an even bigger case, so it makes it like tall as fuck and it's hard to use. So I got this thing on the fucking back, right? You see this little circle thing? You just fucking like pop this motherfucker out, right? And you can just like hold your phone like this.
Right.
Oh, dude, I had the wrong idea about that thing. I didn't think you just like pull it out like that.
Yeah.
I thought you stuck
I
it-
thought
No.
you
stuck it on your
and
phone.
yeah, that's
You
what I
just
thought.
pop
I
it
thought you
out.
literally have to hold the thing in your pocket and be like, all right, well, I feel like using it. And then be like, all right,
No.
cool, now.
See, this thing is clutch because like I'm going to the cons, right? And like I'm recording some footage or whatever. So I gotta just pop this motherfucker out. Exactly, of course, dude. Okay, so funny story. I wasn't gonna put this in my vlog or anything. I just wanted it for safekeeping. You know what I'm saying? So I fucking. So I go to the.
Cosplay is not consent, Omega.
So I go to the bathroom, right? And on my way back to get back with my group, I'm just like recording my just like a trip, you know, going through all the people and stuff like. But I have my phone inconspicuously just like right here. It doesn't really look like I'm doing anything. So I'm walking, and then I see this Wonder Woman with the fattest ass I have ever seen. And the thing about this is that her cosplay, it was like how do you describe this? Like, oh, how would I describe this? But like her cheeks are just like hanging out, right? She's
Right.
like it's like a unitard kind of thing, but like her cheeks is just hanging. You feel me? Do you know? Can you picture what I'm saying?
Like, no, I'm not doing that.
All right, so it's like you know how an underwear is like that, right? Like this little shape
Yeah.
right here.
Yeah.
Like that's what she's got going on. And I'm fucking walking, right? And then I spot it from the corner of my eye. And you see me on my phone. It goes like this. It sees her. I go like that. And it goes back again to look. Because I kept walking straight. But I put my phone like this to try to get another peek. Because I was like, that's something I don't want to forget. But I didn't get a good shot of it. So unfortunately, I can't use that
Damn it,
for
man.
I can't use that for my thumbnail, unfortunately. But it is what it is.
Fuck.
But dude, I saw a lot of great cosplays, a lot of attractive women. Trust me, guys, it's a good place to go to. Everybody there too is also like cool as fuck. By the way, everybody there is like super
You don't have to
fucking
worry
nice.
About the fact that like if they walk out, if they say something, like somebody's gonna make fun of them.
I guess, but like,
they're literally surrounded by a ton of people who all like are with them. You
oh
know
my
what I
god,
mean?
I
Like,
saw
if
the
they walk
most.
outside tomorrow wearing that Wonder Woman costume. Somebody's gonna be like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
I saw the most bougie fucking Princess Peach ever. Dude, this bitch just looked like a fucking cunt. Like, she was walking around looking all high and mighty and shit. She was just like, you know, doing this whole fucking thing. Like that bit, I wanted a picture with her because her cosplay was dope. And then I saw her just like how she like passively treated people. I'm just like, you're a fucking whore. Get the fuck out of here. The fuck you
to be
think you
fair,
are?
She was cosplaying a princess.
I mean, this bitch
Being a
was
little too
bad
Maybe
as
she
fuck.
just got into the cosplay.
But-
level
but
too
Princess
much.
Better
Peach-
roleplay with cosplay.
The only time I ever actually asked anyone to take a
fuck.
picture was like when Spider-Gwen was really new. I don't know if you guys know that character, but it's the character that I bought. Like, you remember that one time?
I
bought
remember,
clothes?
yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
because it was a Spider-Gwen hoodie.
I saw a lot of Spider-Gwen hoodies too, to be honest.
Yeah. But I saw a Spider-Gwen before anyone had really started cosplaying as Spider-Gwen, and so like I like literally ditched my camera. We were in the middle of an interview, like, and I was just like, I hope nobody steals my camera, or, like knocks it over right now. I'd be like, I want a picture with this person. It was the most awkward thing I've ever done.
I can
Like,
imagine.
bar none. You know?
Dude, I've been looking. Dude, I was literally. It's not like I'm just like, enjoying the convention and then, just kind of keeping an eye out. Like, I'm actively looking every second I'm there for anybody dressed in a Danganronpa cosplay. One of my favorite games. I love the characters. And the characters are so, like, out there and so unique that I feel like that a lot of people would want to cosplay as a character from this game. So I'm, like, actively looking, right? And I can't find one person, okay? The only people that I personally saw cosplay anything from Danganronpa was this girl who cosplayed as a character named Junko. She had like the little Monokuma stuff in her hair. It looked really dope, but it was like a little girl. I'm like, I'm not gonna take a picture with a fucking little girl. And then the other one was the complete opposite. It was this old lady that looked like a fucking horse saddle, and she was dressed up as Junko. She was dressed up as Junko as well, and I'm like, I'm not that desperate because I was like, there'll be somebody that comes around, but there was fucking nobody. So I go back to the booth and the bitch took off her cosplay. I'm just like, fuck. But hey, man, it is what it is.
That sucks. It sucks, man.
Yeah, I'm hoping I find somebody tomorrow. And then I looked up the hashtag #RIComicCon on Instagram, and the first person I see was a Danganronpa cosplayer. She said she was there for 2 days. I'm like, bitch, I'm here for like 4 hours. I didn't fucking see you. It fucking pissed me off.
Oh, you know what? I had a lot of cool experiences at cons. I think maybe the coolest one is the only no, the one there's been 2 times where I've ever been noticed in public.
Get the fuck out of here.
As dinosaurs, yeah. There's the time at the comic book store where the guy knew who I was, and there was the other time at fucking New York Comic Con in line for the Logic panel where this kid behind me is talking to his dad. He's like, "Nah, Logic's got bars and shit like that," and like he's like about to show his dad a Logic song, and like I turn around, I'm like, "Oh, what song are you gonna show him?" And he's like, "I'm gonna turn." I think he said "Young Jesus" or something. I was like, "Oh, that's a good one. That'll turn him on to him." And then he was like, "Wait, are you dinosaurs?"
Get the fuck out of here.
I was like, I haven't. You have to understand. I have not uploaded a video in a year. Like, I haven't uploaded a video in a year at this point. When I was at this convention, and so I was like, yeah, like you know what I mean. But that was so fucking random and so cool. I never thought I experienced that.
That's actually insane.
That's really cool.
That was. I'll always remember that. I won't remember what that kid looks like, but I'll remember the experience.
just like an egotist. I like that.
Yeah. But yeah, that was cool.
You know who me and Dino are a lot like? Have you guys ever watched BoJack Horseman? Me and this nigga are literally BoJack. If you guys have, if people in the chat have watched that show, you'll know. But he's like the most egotistical nigga. Like, so the story about BoJack Horseman is that it's a horse that was on an old TV show from the '90s, and now it's about his life now, like years later. Right. So in like the first episode, he's fucking this girl, and he has his show on in the background, and then she's like, "Oh, I'm about to come." He moves her over, and then like looks at the show, and he says some joke, and he's like, "Oh, that joke was so fucking good." And then the girl just laying on top of him. He's like, "Oh, I'm finished," and then that's the end of the sexual encounter. But like, I was just like, that's so fucking funny. That's like me having a YouTube video on, and me and some girl are chilling in my bed, and then she's like, and I'm like, hold on, wait a minute, and I'm like, what's up, people of all different types of ages, races, genders? I'm just like, oh, all right, I'm done.
Yo,
I just thought that was funny.
Never mind.
You gotta type it to me at least.
Okay. I can't say this. Like, it's just, it's remarkably personal, and there's only one person you could.
Yeah, right. You're not nearly as savage as BoJack. I don't know if that's true, Doug.
Wait, I put it in. Here, I'll put it in the TeamSpeak. That's not being shown, right?
No.
Okay.
Yo, BoJack, man, you guys need to watch that show. That show's funny as fuck. All right, let me see. True.
Nani?
Interesting.
Oh no.
No!
I go. I'm not even fucking kidding you. Like, that was the first time where I was like, damn, you're actually narcissistic. Like, it's not like a meme. Like, it's like you're actually narcissistic. Oh God.
I can't fucking believe
I
that.
refuse to believe that's true.
I need to record every encounter I have with a femme fatale just to see how good I look during that encounter. I feel like
I
that's
feel
a
that, dude.
uh,
Like that's why I put tape on my thing right here, the blue lights on the C920.
good man.
Same.
Yeah. So,
And then you're back. Oh my god, you recorded us? Like, I fucking recorded me. What the fuck you talking about?
As if I would want to include your putrid body in the fucking beautiest fucking photo.
George,
Oh.
any stories to tell us about?
Anything really?
I mean,
Yo, actually, hold on. Wait a minute. I got an awesome thing. Why don't you tell us about your fucking weight loss? So for those of you guys that didn't know, this nigga, like, there's not a
Can we
cat.
get a picture on the screen of George? Here,
Send me one and I'll put it on there.
I got you.
So there's not.
that's just rude.
Okay, listen.
No,
There,
I
wait.
didn't-
All right, let me say this. There is not a camera or a lens on Earth that can capture this man in one frame before. And now you, dude, what you should be happy about that.
Hold on. His mom was trying to take a picture of him, right? And she clicked on the camera. She was like, "God damn, what the fuck? I can't." And she didn't want to be rude to him. She was like, "Oh, the camera's not working." So then she pulled out the camera again. She was like, "All right, let me move to panorama."
All right.
But like it's so dope because he went from that to being G-Eazy essentially. You know what I'm saying? Like I just feel like that's a cool story. So while Dino sets up this picture here, why don't you tell us
Okay.
about your journey, dog?
What on earth?
That fit was also not doing the boy favors.
Wow.
Like literally, like a solid D cup.
Hi,
much weight did you
George.
actually lose?
George, while you were, go ahead,
Go
answer.
ahead. I was just saying, I've lost almost 200. I'm at like 190 something.
That's insane.
So, you struck me as the person that would wear hoodies all year long. Is that accurate?
Give or take, yeah, something like that. Hoodies.
And that's a picture of him now. Like that is fucking insane. Everybody, let's
That's like
fucking
actually-
let's get some clappers, some kappas, some claps. Let's get- Let's get something in fucking chat to spam this man because like that is actually fucking amazing. So why don't you tell us about your journey?
Appreciate it. Well,
I think I should
When I-
start this off. This
No.
nigga-
What the
this
fuck? No, don't make it about you. It's him. Fuck you. Fuck you. No. No, fuck. No. I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear. Blah blah blah. You're fucked. Shut the fuck
You better
up.
not lie about this.
All right,
all right.
go.
I'm not gonna lie. Look, when I was like, I don't even know. I was over 400. I mean, like, there was like 3
It's
months.
Absolutely repulsive. We get it.
There was 3 months where like I wouldn't weigh myself. Like I was embarrassed to like tell myself.
No,
All
you
right.
couldn't weigh yourself because you'd have to go to.
Okay.
Pop, dude.
I have a
You're
funny
such
story
an
about that, but listen,
ass.
okay? Look, so last time I weighed myself, I was like 370 or 380 or something. Then 3 months had passed of me drinking like 10 cans of Mountain Dew a day. So I know for a fact that I gained like 20 pounds a month at the very least. So I was over 400. All right.
Jeez.
I don't know who to Steam message you, but I hope you fucking die. Anyway, so you know, one day I was just chilling. I was like, hey, I'm fat. I'm ugly. I hope I kill myself. Like I kept saying that like every day. Like I really wanted to kill myself. So I was just like, you know, whatever. Fuck this shit. So one day, like, it
Should've
just
took
snapped
some-
in my brain.
Good.
I had, like, a fucking PTSD attack or something. And, like, it just fucking snapped. Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
What?
Okay.
What's that?
Yeah,
What's,
I'm waiting. I'm waiting.
All
I'm
right,
waiting.
so then I just fucking shot down the journey, man. Am I wrong? Did something happen that I'm missing?
I told you how to lose weight.
No, you
A
didn't.
true fucking narcissist.
I
To the
told-
fucking
How do
core,
you tell
this
somebody to
kid
lose weight?
is.
You literally just stop eating.
No, yeah, but you didn't get that.
I don't.
You were
credit
like,
any of it to
like
you.
I don't. I'm not. I can't go
Is
to the
that
gym.
what
I
you,
was like,
George,
dude.
hold on.
I
real
was like,
quick. Is that
dude,
what
you don't have to
did?
go to the gym though. You don't have to go to the gym. I told you this is how much weight you or how many calories you burn per day based on your weight and height and age. And then I told you this is how much you eat per day now, right? If you eat this much per day, then you will burn like a pound a day, literally, because you were
Yeah,
you
but,
had to
like,
have been.
I've
You
used
had to have been-
calculators like that before. Like, you know, like that isn't what like made me lose weight. I've used calculators where it's like, oh, you fucking sitting around being a fucking lazy piece of shit. You burn like 4,000 calories because your body needs that.
Want to know how you
whatever to
use
live.
that calculator? Because I linked it to you.
I don't know.
Is,
about
but
that.
hold
I've-
on, real quick. is that the reason you lost weight. Like that's the method you used.
Just stop eating.
What I did was I just
Or
like
he's
because like
asking for a friend.
before like what I would do is I would cut like kind of cut things out and not at the same time, you know what I mean? But
Mhm.
like when I really lost weight, what I did is I just cut everything out. I went full fucking no more, and I cut out, like all the Mountain Dews, whatever. I went to only water. I started drinking green tea down my journey and stuff. But just all water. I stopped eating all processed meats and all that shit. I started eating actual vegetables, all that shit. And I started counting my calories. Eventually, I started counting carbs, and then I kind of graduated to just kind of knowing what is what and stop
Yeah.
counting. But it's just kind of how it is.
Right.
Yeah.
And did you throw any exercise in there at all, or no?
I would run a lot.
Okay.
What I could before, like, I'd like broke my neck or whatever. Like I'd try to run.
When
It
when your
probably was-
when your cankles allowed, you ran
Yeah.
is what you're saying.
Like when you
But
weigh
what
like
is a
400
run,
pounds or
though,
whatever.
really?
When you weigh 400 pounds or whatever, like you actually could like break your fucking ankles. So like I would run for maybe like 20, 30 seconds, then like grab my inhaler or whatever out of thin air and just like make sure I don't die.
Uh-huh.
But
How do I gain weight, nigga? Eat, fuck.
Yeah.
Nah,
you
but
just-
but you could, if you like legitimately can't gain weight because your metabolism is so fast, you can actually take weight gaining shakes. Just look into it.
I wouldn't know about that, but I mean, yeah,
No,
exercise is
never.
definitely okay.
All right, now for the man Jesus in chat, can you explain to him how you got to 400 pounds? What was your diet like?
Well, I played video games on the Xbox or whatever, right? So I
True.
was like your typical like I wore like a fucking like
Sure.
beanie or whatever, and I ate like fucking Doritos and drunk Mountain Dew every single day, and eventually got to the point where I'm pretty sure I was like addicted to sugar, like a crack addict or whatever. Because like if I didn't down like 20 cans of Mountain Dew a day, like I felt like shit, like a sugar
Yeah.
addiction. So
Can we comment on
eventually,
the
like,
fact that Omega's looking at himself?
You were saying?
anyway, so I drunk Mountain Dews, or drank even. I can't speak English. Every day, like it would gradually increase. You know what I mean? So I didn't take more sugar. I didn't take more calories. I started eating more. I ate fast food nonstop. Like where I lived was like maybe 2 minutes from a McDonald's. So like it was more convenient to just go there and eat than to not. Because like every time I left my house as well, like I would always
More
pass
convenient
McDonald's.
than walking to the kitchen, or
I mean, yeah, but like even in the kitchen, like I'm the only person like in my house that actually buys like organic vegetables. That actually like wants to eat healthy. You know what I mean? Even
Yeah.
like
Sure.
when I went to the to the store to grocery
okay.
shop
Here's
or whatever.
can I ask this question actually?
Yeah.
Do you still have like has your family come on this weight loss journey with you,
No.
or are you you walk into the kitchen?
That's
Coca-Cola,
even
they
that's
feel like
even
that in there?
more impressive because
Yeah,
like
like,
my household is not like that at all. Well, I'm fucking like damn near poverty stricken. So whatever we get our hands on is like that's game. You know what I'm saying? So I've got a bunch of unhealthy shit in my house too. So like I find that very interesting that you were able to just like be like, I fuck you all. I'm eating this broccoli. Meanwhile, they're sitting there with their fucking McDouble quarter pounders or whatever the fuck they're chowing down on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
that would be annoying.
yeah, like in the kitchen, like even like right now, there's like my stuff is on one side and their stuff is on the other. You know what I mean? So like
Mhm.
there's one side that's all healthy, and then the other side is just all like chips and like whatever, like Doritos and shit. Like on one side, then on my side, there's like a head of lettuce or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like even when we go out and eat like as a family or whatever, which doesn't happen often, but when we do, like I'll grab something to eat from like a restaurant, or I'll take something with me or something, and then they'll go out to like a fast food restaurant and eat, and we'll kind of eat like in the same, in the car or like in one of the restaurants or something. Like,
Yeah.
I'll bring my stuff in, but they'll be eating like fried chicken or like burgers or something, and I'll be sitting here with like a fucking broccoli bowl or something. So it is what it is. Like I've tried to like kind of convert them in a way and get them to come down my journey with me to help them lose weight and be healthier, but they kind of just don't want to do it.
Hey man, that's the thing about trying to do something like that is like you can never like that's why I think like personal trainers and life coaches like they're all fucking bullshit because at the end of the day, no matter how many times somebody is telling you that you have to do this, you have to do that, no matter what is happening, nobody can ever enforce that change except for yourself. So you're the only one that's ever going to be like, okay, I need to fucking do this right now, otherwise like I just hate myself. So like only you can spawn upon that change. And I honestly feel like once you look at yourself and you're like, okay, something needs to change. I honestly think that losing weight is not hard.
Yeah,
Like
once you look in the mirror and you're utterly repulsed.
yeah, and then you're like, okay, something's got to change. Then like I honestly feel like that it's not really that difficult because you're your own motivation now. So once you're your own motivation, you know what you have, what you're striving for. It's a lot easier to do that. Like it's a lot easier to just say no because like it's a decision you're making for yourself. People that always fall back on it, they're not like self motivating themselves. So I mean, you can't really push
Yeah,
anybody in
fucking
any
idiots.
direction.
Yeah, it's like it's impossible. Like my doctor would tell me to lose weight. My family, even though they aren't healthy and whatsoever, they would tell me like, you need to lose weight or whatever. But like,
Okay. What was it like the first time you walked into the? This is like I'm asking this because it happened to me, and I want to know if you felt as mortified as I did when you walked into the pediatrician's office. They weighed you, and then they came into the doctor's office room, and they had like sheets, and they were like, "All right, so here's where normal people are in terms of weight, and here's where you are. You are currently morbidly obese." What was that
um,
like? Did you
well,
consider suicide that night? Because I'm sure
I've
I
been
did.
fat. All right, I don't know. I guess I am still kind of fat, but like, I've been fat for like a long time. You know what I mean? So like, I can't really recall the exact time that happened. Because I was fat over like years. I mean, it got worse as the years went on, but I was
Yeah.
fat for a bit. But fuck, what was I gonna say? Not talking about in the doctor way, but something that was a piss you off kind of moment was I remember my mom and my cousin, they were like we were all in this like pet store kind of thing, and there was like a pet weighing thing there, right, for like dogs. And this was the moment that like just pissed me off, like beyond compare. Okay. So my mom steps on it, right? And it's like I don't know, it says like 140 or something. Okay.
Oh my god.
So my cousin, she steps on it. I think I told him that this story not too long ago. My cousin steps on it, and it says like 180 or something. She's a little overweight, but I step on it, and it literally says ERR.
Yo, why do we have a backstory on every episode of the show?
Oh yeah. I don't want to talk about it.
But that was
that's
just
horrible. I'm sorry.
that was like I haven't been to that place since. Even if I get a dog or whatever, like I'm never going to PetSmart or whatever the fuck. Fuck PetSmart. Fuck that place. Fuck PetSmart.
But sponsor us, you know what I'm saying? Secret podcast. We at you. Feel me?
Of course.
So
That was awful though. Never again.
that sounds terrible. What would you ever do if and when you were to gain your weight back?
Since I've like started losing weight or whatever, I'd always set like kind of like 2 points, right? So like once I went from down to 250 to 240, I'd be like, okay, I can go between 235 and 245. If I go over that, like I'm gonna jump off a bridge, right? Like that's kind of like my mentality the whole time. Like I would always set these 2 points
Right.
that like I can't go over. I'd like to go under, It'll get to a point where like I don't want to go under a certain point. I don't want to go over a certain point. I want to kind of stay in the middle. But like I don't know, I'd say yeah, probably over 250. I don't want to like if I
If you
get
go
over
over
250 again,
going in.
yeah, I'm probably gonna become like anorexic or something. If I go over 250, I'm just gonna develop like an eating disorder.
I think you'd actually be going
And
the
just
opposite
nutty.
way of anorexia, but
Well, I'm saying like
He
I'd
would-
probably develop an
yeah.
eating disorder and then become
Just fucking
anorexic.
just drop a worm in your mouth. That'll fucking eat everything. You'll become malnourished
dude,
in
I
no
remember
time.
when I lost. All right, so like I hadn't been to the doctor in a brick, right? But like when I last time I was at the doctor, I weighed 250. And then like I had to go to the doctor. I don't remember what for, but I think it might have been a checkup or shots or something. So I go to the doctor and they're like, Bird, so what's good with the fact that you weigh like 80 less pounds than you did before? Like how long have you done that over like the last 2 years or 3 years? And I was like, no, I lost that like in September. And they were like, what? Like I was like, yeah, I don't know what to tell you. I just ate like 500 calories a day. And they're like, true. Okay, well, let's get the blood work going. Quick, guys. Stat. Fucking stat. We need the blood work going. It's like they actually thought I had like a worm or a disease. Like I was dying. And I was like, dude, it's like fucking January now, and I lost this weight in like August and September. Like it's over.
Well, because like losing that amount of weight in such a short period is not a healthy thing. So
I mean, neither is being like 300 pounds.
I mean, I guess, but losing that much weight that radically can
It was
really.
just funny and like I don't know more. It kind of felt like it's kind of annoying because it felt like they were trying to take away what I'd done.
I can,
You know what I
yeah, yeah.
Like it was just like no, like I didn't get a worm just like fly into my ass and start eating everything I ate. Like I just didn't eat. You know, like every time I wanted something to eat, I was like, "Fuck that, nigga! You gonna weigh like 300 pounds if you don't stop eating." So I was just like, "True, true." So I let them take the blood work, and I came back in, and I felt exultant after that because
I'm done with this kid making up words. All right, so Xavi, tell us about your hair growing that you're trying to go upon at this current point.
Well,
it seems like it's going well so far.
for the first step, it's a fucking mistake, and I don't know why I'm doing it.
Why?
But I'm tired of everybody calling me fucking bald, so I'm gonna grow my hair out.
I actually thought you just kept your hair short because you couldn't grow anything out. I didn't know.
No. I like the thing is like if I have some old pictures of me, but like my hair gets really curly and like it grows into like an afro when it gets super long.
That's dope.
I don't want it to get that long just because that shit looks. I look like fucking. It looks
You
like
get
a
the J. Cole
Jufro.
cut.
Huh? I don't know what
J.
that
Cole
is.
cut?
I don't know what that is.
J. Cole? You don't know the
I
artist
know,
J. Cole?
but I don't know. Like I don't know what you're talking about. Like what specific haircut you're talking about.
Like his hair now, like how long it is and shit.
I need to look at it.
So like your current length, how long did that take you to grow?
This is like a month. Like a month and some change, a couple days probably. No, I'm not doing that weird shit with my fucking hair.
Really, I think
Fuck
that shit looks cool.
Nah, cause like
See, what you got to do is you got to get a
like,
taper
I'm
on
gonna
the
fade
sides.
Like I'm gonna fade the sides, and then like I don't know if I want
The Fresh
to
Prince.
do like a faux hawk, because I think that shit's corny as hell. But I don't know. My barber's white, so I don't know if I trust him with anything else but fading the sides of my shit. But it's like I got really bored with just getting the fucking military cut every month.
This man trying to get my dick on his forehead, to be honest.
Okay. All right. But like just getting a buzz cut every 2 weeks and just chopping all my hair off. Yeah, my hair goes like mad fast.
That when you have short hair like that, you have to get it cut every like week or 2 weeks.
Yeah, because like like this is like the longest I've had it in fucking years.
That's money though.
That is.
That's why I get a haircut once every 6 months, because my shit ain't gonna look good no matter what.
Black barbers fucking charge like $2 a haircut, so
That's actually true.
See, I spend 20.
I spend 20. I drop 20 as well. Because it's like, I think it's usually like 15, maybe a little less for a cut, and I just leave the rest for a tip.
Well, to be fair, I've gone to this barber for like 3 years now, and like he just kind of cuts us a deal, like $10, and we can get our hair cut, you know. So like,
No tip.
no, I tip him. I tip him every time.
Oh, he tips him. With a dick that big,
Oh,
it's hard
yeah.
not to.
But no, like, so I don't know. I just got really bored with having my fucking hair super short all the time, and I also feel like I'm an ugly sack of shit. So I got to change something up. 'Cause, like,
So shout
I
out to
don't
the fact that Quarters finally bought another shirt other than his work shirt.
know. Yeah, I'm finally not advertising Freddy Steak Burgers today. Although you can come.
Yo,
to
wait,
Freddy
would they
Steak Burgers
sponsor
right
us,
now.
you think? Yo, put in a word,
Hell
my nigga.
yeah.
Put in a word, my nigga.
They do fundraisers for legitimately everyone.
I could use some
Nice.
funds, my nigga.
Yeah, we need to get Omega down here. You know what I'm saying? Get Quarter over here too, man. You guys can sleep. We can sleep foot to head.
No.
No, nigga, ass to dick, boy. Don't play me
I
with
would
that
rather
shit.
sleep standing up.
I'll be Little Spoon for the first night, feel me? How you feeling?
I believe it.
Actually, I don't want to be Little Spoon with Quarter, because that nigga dick gonna fucking ruin me, bro.
Yeah, that's just not.
That's just gonna split me in half.
You don't want that problem.
You don't want no problems, big fella.
True. All right. That's all I have to say on my hair. Not much to it. I wanted to change it up because I got bored of just having a John Cena buzz cut.
It's looking good, man.
Thanks, man. Except it's not at all. But Like I've done nothing
It's
with
getting
it.
there.
I can see the potential. What you should start doing now is you should
I need to put coconut oil in it.
your next
That's what we do.
your next haircut. I use argan oil personally, but your next haircut, you got to get the sides shorter than the top because I think it's at that length already. So
Yeah, no, I'm definitely gonna get the sides faded next time I go in for sure.
yeah, because right now it looks weird because it's all the same length, but once you cut the sides down, it'll look better.
And the sides, like you can't really tell because but the sides curl up way worse than the top of my head does. So like right now I've just got like random ass curls that I can't get to lay down, no matter what I do. So it looks really stupid when the sides are long.
Truth.
So yeah.
We've been playing a lot of COD 4.
Oh yes, we have, baby girl. My win rate at like 63% or something like that, and I got like 15 hours into the game, so you know your boy don't really be losing nothing like that.
Yeah, I got like a 50% win rate. It's because I played a lot with Quarter.
Oh my lord.
After that, my win rate started going up.
Once he started playing with me, of course.
Legitimately, as they both tweeted me asking me to get on to carry them because they're fucking awful.
No, we just wanted somebody that wasn't a drone. What the hell?
Let me look. Let me just find the tweets. Hold on. I'll get a direct quote.
What does the oil do to your hair? Your argan oil, like what I use argan oil for is it promotes strengthening your hair and it helps your hair grow out more. It also, see what you're not supposed to do is you're not supposed to wash your hair all the time. So like if you every time you take a shower, if you're using shampoo and conditioner, you're not supposed to do that. So like for me, I shampoo and condition my hair like maybe every 2 days around there or something like that. I don't know. I just kind of feel it out. But what you can do with argan oil too is like what I usually do is if I'm not like I'll have a day where I shower with putting shampoo and conditioner in my hair, and then like the next day I'll put after I get out of the shower I'll just put some argan oil in my hair and mix it in there, and then I do one day of absolutely nothing, and then I go back to doing shit. So
well. The only thing about that is I don't want it, like I don't care about how the rate at which my hair is growing. I just want it to be curly on the top is all. And like coconut oil really helps get like tight curls.
I have coconut oil in my shampoo and conditioner.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Same.
So Donna, what is your nah, I don't even want to know what your hair routine is. Never mind, keep it to yourself.
My hair routine includes
Oh my God.
wake up, I get in the shower.
You wake up accessing the damages. Checking media takeout, you know what I'm saying? As it goes.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I'm about to fucking strip, bro. I swear to God. Alright, a free strip session for the squad, alright? Here we go. Y'all ready for this?
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
It's fucking hot as fuck, baby girl.
You bet it is.
Yeah. Everybody get your screen caps ready, feel me? Hold on, let me take off this headset.
What is happening?
Shout out to this shirt for being like 6 sizes too large, but it is what it is.
Wow. I don't think anyone here has been able to see that before. That's impressive. I appreciated that.
That's what I do with the. Is that shirt a 6XL? This is only like an XL, but it's fucking huge. Like I don't understand, but it is what it is.
Relatable. Wow. So COD 4 came out.
It did.
We've been playing a lot of it.
A lot of it.
I do think there's some changes that have been made to this game.
I mean, there are inherently some changes. Like what changes in particular?
Well, I think maybe the most striking change and maybe the most offensive is the fact that you can't see people.
That's a fact.
I'll be like, here's my TV screen. I will literally be here and not be able to see people.
I can't see anybody in this game.
Offensive. And I've got glasses on, so.
I honestly I can't remember playing COD 4 back in the day. And granted, I didn't play COD 4 much like when it first came out, but I definitely don't remember not being able to see a fucking human. You know what I mean?
That's like my main problem with the game, because the thing is, like, I'll be staring directly at somebody, aim down sights. I'm looking at them, and I don't shoot because I'm like, there's no way that's somebody, and then I get fucking domed by an
It's too
M40 or some
detailed.
shit.
Yeah,
It's too
yeah,
detailed.
yeah. It's like they did
Like-
too much.
Yeah, like it's like there's too much foliage. There's too much
Mhm.
everything that like nobody sticks out. Like in COD 4 and in MW2 and even in World of War, it's like you almost and the same goes for like games like Gears of War. Like cats almost have like a fucking black circle around them.
Yeah.
Mhm. Like they have an
Against the
outline,
backdrop.
out and like an
Yeah,
outline.
it's like they almost have a fucking Sharpie outline. They don't actually, but it looks like it feels like they do because that's what it seems like. They are striking that you can
It's
easily
kinda
tell
like-
that there's someone there, and you can't in this game. You
It's
fucking
kind of
can't.
like everybody's got like that Halo 3 fucking camo on, and it's like they've just got like that weird.
Yeah.
It's just like if you're a fair distance away, and they're like, for example, if they're a sniper and they've got a fucking ghillie suit on, and they're right next to a bush,
If
you
they're-
cannot tell the difference.
If you're on oh, what's that map called? Oh my, the rainy one.
Downpour.
Down. If you use the M40 and you have a ghillie suit on downpour, congratulations, because nobody's ever gonna see your ass.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like-
you are invisible.
I was looking directly at a dude. He was like over one of those like what are those things called? Like a cement like block thing, and he was just like head glitching over it. He wasn't even head glitching. His like chest up was like visible, but not really visible, obviously. So like I'm looking directly at him, and all of a sudden I get fucking dome rocked, and I'm like, what the? So I had to watch the kill cam, and I see it, and this man's just sitting there, just fucking aiming down his sights at me. I'm just like, where the fuck was he? Like I couldn't fucking see this guy. Like that's like the most annoying thing in this game by far. And it seems like when I get killed by people, like they can see me instantly. So I don't know if it's just like me, Dino, and Quarter have fucking like cataracts or some shit, but like I can't see anybody in this fucking game.
I would also like to point out that my M16 requires an entire clip to someone's forehead. To
That's
kill
a fact.
somebody.
I
Everyone else, I'll have fucking Juggernaut on, and somehow I've got the painkiller death streak from MW2, and this kid shoots me in the bottom of my foot, and I explode.
I literally
I don't.
Okay, so I have a story. I was using Juggernaut on my M16 class. Okay, I turn a corner and I get the drop on a guy. I burst him twice, right? And in that time when I'm bursting him, he turns around, hits me once with his M16, and I drop. So I'm like, okay, this is interesting. I've got to watch this kill cam. I watch the kill cam. He's getting sprayed down by my M16. He just turns around. He hit me in the shin, and I dropped. And I'm just like, I have Juggernaut, and we have the same gun. Like, I don't understand what's happening here. And I think what a lot of these issues stem from is fucking lag, because in this game they don't show you what your bar connection is.
Yeah.
So
And
I
there's a very deliberate reason. behind
yes,
that.
because like I feel like if I was like two barring, I'd be like, okay, kind of makes sense. But I just don't know, because a lot of times I'll be shooting somebody and then I watch their kill cam and I never even fired off a shot. So I just find that
More than
very
that,
intriguing.
Here's something that I find extremely interesting. I don't know if anyone else is seeing this, but I will be not visible. Like I shouldn't be visible to them on my screen. Like on my
Right.
screen, I'm behind a wall. Like, and it's not
Oh,
like I'm
yeah.
moving behind a wall. I am just behind a wall.
Right,
sitting
right, right,
still.
right.
And on their screen, I don't know if it has to do with lag compensation, like an extreme version of lag compensation, but for whatever reason, they can literally like see me. But I
Mhm.
couldn't see them possibly because of the way that I'm
Right.
positioned.
Yeah.
And because of the way that I'm positioned, they shouldn't be able to see me either. Like it's a
Mhm.
two-way street. But for
Right.
them, it's actually not. They can see me. It's like they've got fucking wanted bullets. It's
Right.
very odd, and I don't appreciate it. And I think maybe the second most offensive thing about this game is the sound. You can't. It's like all the other CODs past MW2. You can't hear people anymore. You
Yeah.
can't hear people.
There was only one instance in which I could hear somebody, and I was playing Search, and I was the last one alive. It was like a 1v1 situation, and this guy is like, I'm on Overgrown, and I'm in one of the buildings where you can go like down the steps, and you see I think the call for it is Broken, where that place is. So I'm waiting for somebody, because I have a feeling like he's gonna just come around or whatever. I'm just watching the staircase, and this guy comes, and then all of a sudden, like, I just hear like footsteps very faintly. So then I'm like, oh, so he is coming. But like the range at which he like how close he was to me was so close that I should have been able to hear him like a while ago, but I only heard him when he was like very, very close to me. So that's something that I don't appreciate. I spend
We're all using headsets. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah, yeah.
I spent $300.
Nice ass Astros. Like these are nice Astros.
$300 on these bitches,
Yeah.
and you're telling me I can't hear you unless you're 2 feet away from me?
And-
Fuck off.
Another thing, like just to go back to the lag comp thing Dino was talking about, there were like me and Dino have been playing GBs a lot, which is game battles. If you don't know, it's just like a competitive matchmaking thing. But like we would be like I would be, for example, like I'd be holding an angle watching something for Dino, and like it would literally be I'd be sitting on a corner, kind of like he said, behind a wall, and this kid slowly, like multiple times this happened, they just slowly creeped around and shot me in the head, but I never saw anybody.
Yeah,
And then
like
you watch
that's
the
the
kill
thing
cam,
I'm saying. Yeah,
and like
exactly.
they're like fully swinging around the corner. Like on their screen, it basically I should have been able to fully see them. Like I made like it's like I'm making the right play, but the lag compensation essentially gives them an incredible advantage.
Like, all right, so like on ambush in the middle lane, there's a wall that you can get behind on
Seaside, right?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. So it's like a brick wall, not like a brown.
I know what you're-
Yeah,
I know-
yep.
Not like all right, so you're behind this wall. Homeboy shoots me, like from way over here, like on like the right lane, to like I don't know, probably like 100 meters away with an M16, and I'm like, how the fuck did he hit me? On his screen, I'm not behind the wall.
Yeah. I've had that happen. Like
Actually,
I'm
I think I know.
I'm in the corner of the wall, like this. Like I'm in the corner of the wall. On his screen, this is where I am on my screen. I'm over here.
it's
on his
almost
screen,
like
and
you're
I was
like,
standing still. There's no reason why it should have happened, but that's what it's like. It's so
I've gotten
fucking-
killed because like my back. The only thing that I've experienced something like that, I haven't experienced anything like that in particular, but there was at one point where my back was like clipping through a wall or something, so somebody saw me and then just shot me, and then I died from that. But that's the only thing that I've ever experienced.
well,
As soon as I started realizing this was happening, I started watching kill cams where I assumed it was happening, and when then I was like, wow, this is ridiculous. Like
it
the
like
fact that this
it
is happening is
legitimately
absurd.
it changes the way you have to play the game, because you have to assume that everyone, like, even if I get behind this wall, he can probably still see me. You know, like that's an assumption you now have to
I've
make,
never
which makes no sense.
experienced anything like that, so I
Start
find that
watching-
interesting.
Start watching your kill
Yeah,
cams,
if you
'cause,
watch the
even
kill
if you
cams, you'll
feel
see
like
it.
you are getting bullshitted, watch it, and you might be. You know what I mean? Like, start watching your kill cams.
The game is weird. Like
It's kind of like when they ported Halo 2 to PC. Like, do you remember when they did like the Vista version of Halo 2?
Yeah.
I didn't
a
play it
while
because
back.
I'm not a
It's like
scumlord.
it was like they put it on a different engine than the original Halo 2 was. So like there was a bunch of shit you couldn't do. Like the vehicles drove different, and like the guns had different damage values and all this other stuff. And it kind of feels like that's what happened with this game. It was like they ported it, but they made it on something else. Or like maybe it's like an updated version of whatever they used to make
It's
the first one.
probably
Yeah.
like a different engine or something, but
That's what I'm saying.
it's not a different engine. It's just like their new engine. Like
Right,
it's like
yeah, yeah.
not their new engine, like their newest version of the engine they've been using since COD 4.
and like some stuff must have changed.
Which fundamentally changes the game.
even still, like it feels good, honestly,
It's
in a
still
weird
COD
way.
4.
It feels good in a weird twisted way to get mad at a game again, because I don't get mad at games anymore. But I guess that just shows that like I haven't like grown up or matured at all as a gamer. It's just like I don't give a fuck about any game, so I don't really get mad at any games. But in this game, I get mad at because I actually like it and I care for it. So yeah, COD 4 is definitely fucking dope. I got 15 hours in it already, so for me,
I
like
think I've got somewhere in the realm of that as well.
like $80 for 15 hours. I'm definitely gonna get a lot more, so I would say that it's worth it. Infinite Warfare, I've turned it on a few times.
Every time
It's
I
just not
want to
for
turn
me.
it on, it'll be like, all right, I guess I'll give this game a try today. It'll like update, and I'm like, well, never mind, not playing.
I even played with fucking I even played combat training with the fucking bots, because I'm just like, maybe like if I can just break down and understand how this game works, because like when I go online in that game, I'm shooting at somebody for a fucking day and they don't drop, but I die
Right.
instantly. So I go into combat training and it's the same fucking thing there. So I don't know what the fuck is up with damage values in that game, but that game is fucking trash. But COD 4 is quality. So yeah.
You guys spoke about like the bad things of COD 4. I haven't actually had a chance to play the remaster, is there anything that like they added on or changed that like made it better than the original? You guys spoke about.
I think
the
domination is better.
No, that the way the domination works is
The only
changes the way the game.
the
I think
only
they should
problem
not allow kill streaks to carry over between
that's the
rounds.
only problem is how the kill streaks carry
Because
over.
in search you can't do that. You can't carry over your kill streaks in search.
So like if I
Yeah,
die,
they do.
No, they don't. Not
they
not
do.
even like not between rounds.
Yeah, they do.
I
no,
legitimately
like
watched
your
one
kill
where they did.
streak carries over, but your kill streak like reward
Like,
doesn't.
Your radar, like if you have a radar, if you get 3 kills in a round and you have a radar, you won't have it when the next round starts.
Yeah, but if you have,
You won't have your radar.
You
You
will
won't.
not have the radar. No.
but you
You
can.
used to have your radar. Even in COD 4, you used to have the radar.
In this game, from what I've seen, it doesn't carry over. I
don't
could
think
be
that's
actually lit.
I don't think that's true. Because like in COD 4, you could get 5 kills or 3 kills in one round, 3 kills the next round, and then get another kill in the third round and have a chopper.
No.
That's
Your
not what they're
sh-
saying.
Your streak carries over, like your actual. So like yes, if you've got 3 kills in the first round, then 2 more kills in the next round, you'd have an airstrike. But then if you didn't use it in that round, the kill streak would disappear.
No, it wouldn't. You just wouldn't be able to use it right at the beginning of the round. Because like it'd be like you have a chopper or you have you have an airstrike, but you can't use it until like 5 seconds
I
or
think-
15 seconds or something like that.
I think Dino might be right because the only thing that I can remember. I don't remember
I
anything
played a lot
about
of
COD
shooters.
4, but like I watched like a YouTuber play Black Ops 3, and he did a lot of game battles with Search. And after their rounds are over, they can still have their
That's
kill
funny.
streaks.
Look at Peter's name on Steam.
I'm gonna
Hey,
need to know
Peter.
what it is.
Pet Smart.
Oh,
It's PetSmart ERR.
PetSmart ERR.
That's fucked.
Peter's a savage, man.
Go ahead though.
I don't remember what I was saying.
You're saying.
Oh,
you
in,
play a lot of COD 4
in Black Ops 3 and Search, your kill streak would carry over. So if you got like the little RC car or whatever, if you got it one round, you could wait the next round and use it then. So I don't know. Maybe Dano's right. I don't know, but
From what I've seen, I haven't even played Search, so I don't know that for a 100% fact. From what I've seen, it doesn't function that way.
Well, that also fundamentally changes the way the game works. Like, I don't know. Like, I think there's a lot of things that make the game fundamentally different, and that isn't always a bad thing.
Uh huh.
Except it is in this game.
I think domination is way better.
I agree. I think
Like
giving
the fact that you can spawn in on the second, like it doesn't change it. Like the reason why you would change sides on COD 4 maps is because, like on Bog, there is a specific side that's just better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like one side you can get utterly spawn trapped in, and the other side is definitely a lot harder to spawn trap in.
yeah.
But so like if you switch sides, then like you would imagine is like the team who spawned in on like I think A or C, whichever side isn't the one with the wall, and then like nothing
Yeah.
and then a wall.
That's C.
Whichever side. Okay, that side is shit. If you spawn in on that side, you're more than likely gonna get fucked, and then you switch sides, and then you have a chance to come back in. But if you got fucked in that first round, they're gonna have like 3 choppers waiting for you in the next round because of the way the game works. So it's still fundamentally broken. It's just broken
I don't
in a
know.
different way. Like
That makes sense, but I still think domination is way better. Cause like if there was no split, then you're just gonna get spawn trapped for the rest of the game anyway. There's not even a
Not necessarily
chance.
true,
How's that
because
not
they will
true?
Flip the spawn. They will flip the spawn.
If
Unless
you're-
unless
if
you're reversing a 6-man team who legitimately is like all communicating it and won't break that spawn.
But like
They will break the spawn and
but-
you'll flip onto the other side.
But like,
and flip
let's
the spawn.
if you're getting spawn trapped and you're getting fucked on C, yeah, eventually it's gonna get flipped. But at that point, like you said, they're still gonna have their fucking kill streaks anyway. So it's like, okay, I finally flipped spawns and I'm just gonna get fucked. I think it's good to have like a fresh reset. Like, yeah, they're gonna have their fucking kill
It's
streak.
not a fresh reset though. That's the issue.
I think it is.
If it was a fresh reset where you didn't like, if it flipped and they didn't have an airstrike and a chopper on me,
Oh,
so that
but-
they just
but-
they
but
just immediately get B on Bog, then
they
because
can't.
if you get B on Bog, you lose or you win.
They can't. They can call in choppers right away, but they cannot call in airstrikes right away. You have to wait like
Okay,
8
but
seconds.
still, like a
But-
chopper,
like-
still, especially on Bog or like any map for that matter, B is completely open.
Okay, but I don't know. I don't think.
I don't
agree
think
that
the
it
chopper-
fundamentally changes the way the game's played. but I don't see that as a negative personally.
I don't think the chopper's that good, to be honest. I don't think like it's gonna stop you
Blink
from
was
getting
of an
B.
AR and that thing's gone.
It's not even that. It's just that I just think that the AI on the chopper is fucking stupid. So it's like if it was dogs in World at War, that's a different story. If they do that for World at War, then that's fucked because dogs fucking wreck.
If no one says, "Hey, don't do this," then they're going to do it.
But I think it works for COD 4, so
But that it doesn't though.
I think it
Like,
does.
If you're on Bog and they get a chopper off rip on Bog,
I don't think a chopper changes much. I'm gonna be straight up. I don't think it does.
you don't think being out in the middle of the open
Because the chopper, like I have seen a chopper be right above me, and it'll shoot me for 2 seconds, and I move behind one of the fucking like shipment barrels, and then it just stops shooting me.
Get behind a shipment barrel and be on Bog.
There's like 6 of them near that. What are you talking about? But okay, if you have multiple people on B, the chopper only ever shoots at one person.
So they won't get on B.
What are you talking about?
I'm saying that you won't get anyone to go on B because you've got a chopper in the air.
That's not necessarily true.
That's very true.
That's not necessarily true.
Dude,
but hold on. But you're taking very specific situations from the game though. Like you're talking about a very game specific. But yeah, but you're saying like every time none of your team. You're saying none of your team's ever gonna get on B, which is you can't speak in absolutes.
But they won't get on it anyway. So like.
Absolutes.
Exactly.
You're speaking in absolutes right now, as if every single time no one's gonna get on B when there's a chopper. And
show me a time where they get on B in general.
I do it every time. Me and Omega, we did it last night.
You guys are literally two of the 3 million people playing the game who get on B.
Listen, I'm not like obviously people don't.
And tell me you aren't less inclined to get on B if there's a chopper gunner.
I'm not. When there's a chopper in the air, it very rarely changes the way I play the game.
Same.
Like, cause I just think the AI for the chopper is fucking down. Like,
However, when you have to stand still, that is when the chopper will fuck you.
I have to go. I'm sorry to do this right in the middle of the podcast, but I have something very important I need to take care of.
All right.
So,
well, you're cut.
Sorry.
George, you're taking his place forever.
I don't give a fuck.
All right.
Goodbye.
All right. Peace out, man.
Sorry about that.
User disconnected from your channel.
Well, as a new co-host of the show, how does it feel?
Feels all right, I guess. Kind of out of place here. I don't own COD 4 because I'm poor.
I mean, you and Quarter are the same person because you guys don't talk, so it's interesting.
I imagine it feels as comfortable as that jacket.
Dude, this jacket is comfortable. I love it.
You think so?
Yeah.
I mean, we're
following him or something.
It can't all be as comfortable as your Walmart hoodie, so you can turn on the follow my face thing on your Logitech, but it's not doing that for me, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, well, we've had webcam issues all night. Point is, COD 4 is garbage. It wasn't worth $80. Don't buy it.
That's a falsity. How much have you put in that game?
Like 8 hours.
You haven't put 8 hours into it.
Yes, I have.
Turn on your PS4 right now. You've put on more than 8 hours.
I'm gonna show it to you. It's like maximum 9.
Watch him change it again. Maximum 10.
I'm thinking the max might actually be 10, but like I know it's not over 10. If it's over 10, like I'm done.
I'm gonna see how much time I put into this fucking game.
So George, what are your how'd you come up with that bed arrangement?
I got mine out of the dumpster.
That's where I got this chair.
I honestly have
no idea. I actually can't do that. Never mind. Fuck it.
I have no idea. I think I've had that for years.
Wow.
Interesting story. Very compelling.
I have a few questions for you, George. What are a few green flags for a woman in a relationship?
So like, if like a girl does this or has this trait or has that ass, like you're like, okay, yes, I gotta like this is
10 hours 24 minutes.
Okay, so I think there's a different question here. Are we asking him like a green flag to go ahead and like give a girl a chance, or a green flag to keep the girl? Like he's been talking to her for a while, so it's not like, all right, so you're going out with this girl for a while, right? Let's say
like a month,
like 2 weeks, a month in, she does something, and then you're just like, yeah, I gotta hold on to this one. What is it?
At least for another week.
And if it isn't Swirl's her tongue around the tip of your dick, I don't know what to tell you. Okay, no,
That's all there is, though. Is just a tip.
for me anyway.
I'm not really sure, to be honest. I mean, like, something that, like, I'm personally really attracted to is, like, cute voices, you know what I mean? So I'm into those, like, fucking, like, 12-year-old lollies or whatever. But, to be, like, to be honest,
I'm gonna text Sarah real quick and be like, stay clear.
Dude, she's gone right now. Don't do that. She might actually reply in like a Siri. You know what I mean?
Oh, really? I'm fucking done. I'm sorry, continue.
as long as a girl, like, isn't fake, you know what I mean? Like say, like, a month down the line, she, like, changes and she's actually, like, a chain smoker or something. And she's like, hey, how's it going, smooth skin? Like, as long as, you know,
But did you
like,
say as
that
long as
doesn't
she
have
doesn't
to-
turn into a guy?
as long as she doesn't turn into a fucking ghoul. You know? Like, as long as, like, she keeps a cute voice, you know? Like, it isn't just like,
I'm not talking about an online thing. I'm talking about you meet this girl, you've been dating her in real life, you've gone on a few dates in real life, you've gone to the movies, you've gone on dinner. What's
Can
something
we
that
can
you
we give
do-
him some examples?
Okay. What were ours?
Like I don't know, but like for me in particular, like let's say like she comes over, right, and I'm playing like Xenoverse 2 or I'm watching Dragon Ball Z or some shit. She's like, oh wow, I fucking love this shit, or like, oh yo, you play Xenoverse 2, I do too, or like some bullshit like that, right? Like I just think that that's really cool because it's something like I'm super passionate about, and it's my job. So like if she has an invested interest in that, then that to me means like, because a big thing to me is like, for what I do, like streaming and YouTube and stuff, for people that I talk to generally, that's hard for them to wrap their heads around. Like people see that as me like going nowhere really or something, like I'm not doing anything with my life because I didn't go to school or whatever. So like if I see somebody that sees that and they have an invested interest in that, or an invested interest in like in YouTube or videos or whatever the case may be, to me that's super attractive, and that's a quality that, like, let's say like I'm talking to like, you know, two girls, not like actually like dating two girls or whatever, but like I'm just talking to two females. I'm like, okay, I got these two girls, I don't know which one to really go with. Like if one is understanding and supportive of like internet culture, I guess, because that's my job, and the other one isn't, she automatically wins off rip because that's such an important quality to me personally. So like that's like an example for me.
Okay, for me, like, I really like just like going out and fucking like, I'll just like go out to the comic book store like randomly, or like go to the used bookstore and like fuck around, go to
I
the,
love doing that too, just going to like stores and shit just to go there really, like
Like a lot of times I'll walk out with something, but I'm spending like $5 or something. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But like, I think like I used to like Jurgen used to be this for me. You know what I mean? Except not like a nigga I was kissing. Like just like he'd always
Don't go
be
that
down to go
far.
do something with me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I was like, yo, let's go to Second and Charles, he'd be like, I'm down, pick me up at 5. And like that would be really fun to have. Someone who's always down to like
just
You know,
go
see what I wanna
somewhere. Yeah. Okay, there it is.
Nah, but for real.
Somebody in the chat says she needs to eat my ass.
He's not wrong. Rimming is very important.
All right, so
10 and a
now
half
that
hours on COD 4.
now that we've given you like our like green flags, what can you think
Okay.
of anything?
Let's say like a month in, right?
Mhm.
Say like she's like, hey, I'm like on my way over or whatever. Say like for whatever reason you arrange for her to come over, right?
Okay,
And-
because I was gonna say that's a red flag if she just tells you she's on her way over.
Yeah. Okay.
'Cause
Let's
I might,
just say
I might
like
want to do anything else.
okay. Well, let's just say like she's coming over or something, right? And then she walks, she like knocks on the door, or whatever, and you open, and she's wearing the same jacket as you. That's definitely a green
Oh my
flag.
gosh.
This nigga's such a troll. What's an actual green flag? If you were to
No.
like, if you were to start dating a bitch tomorrow, what's some shit that you'd want her to be like?
Well, I mean that's not a month down the like that's a different scenario. But like
What do you mean?
I don't know. I mean like you know like music takes up a lot of my time. Like I listen to music a lot. I listen to music when I take a shower. I listen to music when I ride around or whatever. I listen to music when I'm talking to people. I listen to music when I
Right.
play games. You know what I mean? So like if a girl
Is that what you call GED?
or okay. If whoever like you're into or whatever, like a month down the line, if she can like if she actually enjoys your music, like the same artist as you, I mean I think that's like kind of the best thing.
If she
That's
can
something that
rap some songs to Yeezus for me, then
Okay,
it's a
I'm gonna
done
be
deal.
honest. I remember when yeah, like I was playing I started playing all day in the car one time when like we were driving somewhere, and she started singing all day with me. That shit was really fucking fun. I
Exactly.
remember,
Like
even if
having
I know she wasn't into rap, but
right.
like she was like down. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like that's what I would like to. Like, you don't necessarily have to be as into it as I am, but like if I'm bumping some fucking Yeezy, my bro,
Yeah.
you
If I'm
got
playing
to
all
get
day
down.
and you don't say all day, nigga, when like it's so easy.
Yeah.
How can you not say all day, nigga? Like it's on fucking beat. It's like, how do you not sing that? That would be
I
a red
agree.
flag if they didn't.
All right, so I just want to talk about something very interesting. This is something that I know Dino and I have had experience with, but I want to know if you have had experience with this. Have you ever been like were you ever into a girl, right? But she was so into you that you were not into her because of it? Like
Yes.
she likes you so much, so you're just like, nah, B. Has that ever happened to you?
Nah.
I think it will soon because now you don't, look like Jabba the Hutt
Yeah.
or anything. So I think it's
I
going
know
to be a
that.
very interesting future for you on a personal tip. But like a lot of people, like on the internet or whatever, like those fucking nerds or whatever, they think like the type of guy that'll blame a girl for being like too nice or whatever. Like they'll probably hear something like that and be like, well, how's that possible? Because they fucking watch anime. They're like, my waifu should fucking kill herself for me or whatever. But let me tell you something. If you have a girl that is so into you that like it's almost like that's her fucking existence, like on some Hinata shit from Naruto. Like if you like, it just feels like let me breathe. You know what I'm saying? Like goddamn, like
Let
that's
yourself breathe.
yeah, exactly. Like it's so unattractive.
It's okay, and this is the thing. I think a lot of cats who were like, "Oh yeah, like I got friend zone, this, that, and the other." I think you were probably that guy
Yeah.
for that girl. And I'm being dead serious. Like I've had I won't call it a relationship or anything, but like
Like just real quick, I think you should be available, but make yourself unavailable if that makes sense.
now, like I don't know how to explain why this is an issue. So I'm gonna try to explain the situation. Like, all right, so I'd be talking to this person, and they'd be like, "Oh yeah, I saw that on your Twitter," and I'd be like, "Don't follow me on Twitter. How the fuck do you like? Look, I know all my shit's dinosaurs, and I know that you know that I have a YouTube channel named Dinosaurs, but it does not give you permission to just, you know, dictate my life through my Twitter or through my Instagram or through any of my social media for that matter. If
Yeah.
I don't know your Instagram, you don't get to look at my Instagram. Like, just follow me. Let me know
Yeah.
who you are. You know what I mean? Like, that's fucking odd.
That is.
And to quote something I've said on Twitter is also odd.
That is. So
When
if
and
if
to
you,
blatantly have done it.
yeah, so like if you guys missed what he said, because I kind of missed it at first, this person he was talking to literally quoted something he said on Twitter, and mind you, this chick does not follow him. He doesn't know what her Twitter is. Just a very interesting statement.
Like, and look, like I know like I'm a dick on this podcast, and I'm a dick on like
Not
I
a good.
probably am a dick to some degree, but like I'm actually a really nice guy. You know what I mean? Like I'm actually like I'm very genuine. You know what I mean? Like I'll be there for any of my friends. Like that is unmistakable. Like I will be there for any of my friends, and I'll say this about Omega. Omega has been there for me every time I've needed him. You know what I mean? Like
Swag.
I remember one time my car broke down for 2.5
I
hours
remember that
from
shit.
my fucking house at 5 in the morning, and I was like it was like such a long day and so much happened, and I wanted to tell somebody, and I was just like, "Hey Omega," and I just called him at like 5:30 in the morning at this hotel room that I like got illegally, essentially because you're not allowed to get a hotel room when you're 18 in Virginia. And I was just like, "Hey man, my car exploded." He's just like, "What?" And I just like sat there and like talked about like everything that happened that day and like the most random bullshit. It was very I appreciate it a lot. But yeah, Omegas will always be there. I'll always be there for Omega. I'll always be there for like any of my friends, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or even people who aren't my friends, you know, like not necessarily.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like I try to have that same philosophy where it's like if anybody like needs anything like to talk, and if it's within my realm of possibility, anything that I can do to help, like I'm always down to do that for somebody.
I like to think I'm the same way.
Well, I'd like to tell you otherwise. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
A
No,
little
but
rude.
for real. Yeah, that is okay. Look, the thing about it is, like I said, I don't know. Maybe this is a little bit ironic, but like I said, I appreciate someone who's always down to do whatever I want to do because
Right.
you know, like it's kind of weird going to a movie by yourself. You know what I mean?
I could
And
I could see how
I
that
like
might
going
be
to the
weird.
movies a lot. You know what I mean? And Jurgen recently started cheating on me by getting a job. So like now I don't have a Jurgen to go to the movies with. All
Yo,
the
I
time.
actually should. Speaking of movies, yo, I need to go see Doctor Strange, man.
So you need to go see Arrival.
Nah,
It's a
fuck
new movie
that.
from Enemy
Really?
and Prisoners.
I don't know.
Enemy and Prisoners.
I don't know.
Same guy.
I'll wait
New
for it.
movie.
I'll wait for it to come out from my boy,
Alright,
Yif the Griff. You know what I'm saying?
true. No, but for real. Yeah, that's really unattractive. Like somebody who's just like if somebody turned me down, like if unless it's like Jurgen or someone that like I've been friends with for years.
Yeah.
But like if I hit you up and I'm like, hey, you want to hang out? And you're like, nah, fuck off. And then I'm like, all right, cool. You know what I mean? They gave me a legitimate excuse, more than likely. So I hit them up again next weekend or something. And they're like, nah, man, I gotta do something. And I'm like, okay. And then you hit them up again. And they say fuck off.
Here's the thing.
Point, you gotta stop asking.
Here's like the golden rule, okay? If you like hit somebody up to hang out, right? And they hit you with an excuse, but they don't say like when the next time they'll be available is. Like, so for example, I hit up
That is
I
so
hit-
true.
I hit up a girl, right? I'm like, yo, you trying to hang out tonight? She's like, oh no, but I'm free tomorrow at this time. You want to hang out then? I'm like, okay, cool. If they don't hit you with that, they don't want to hang out with you, dog.
Oh my god, that just blew my mind.
Yeah,
Because that makes sense. They want to hang out with you because they're like, oh yeah, but no, like I literally can't, but
Yeah.
I can tomorrow. That makes
exactly.
so much sense.
Because like
That's
if you had somebody you liked that hit you up, but you legitimately couldn't, you wouldn't want them to think you're not interested or anything. So you'd be like, oh no, I can't today, but I will be tomorrow, next week, whatever. So
But
Pro
alright,
tip.
let's say like they don't do that, but then like you say, hey, well, how about like, here's what I'll do, and this is just like a really nice blanket way to say, it. Like you'll be like, all right, hey, you want to go see a movie this week?
right.
And if they don't give you a time, they don't want to.
They'd be like, or if they hit you with, well, what day were you thinking? And then you hit them with a day that, oh, well, I'm doing something that day. And you're like, oh, maybe another day. If they still say no after the second time, drop it. They're like, okay, whatever, fuck off.
That's
sometimes
good.
sometimes you gotta take an L.
Yeah.
That's all it
And that's
is.
completely fine. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you gotta take that.
So you come to this podcast, you guys get entertained, and you also learn. Yeah. Yay! Yay!
What's that?
Now our friend, wow.
All right, I'm disconnecting. My webcam just shut off. I'm going through a tunnel.
You're cuter than Quarter, though. I'd fuck you.
I wouldn't go that far, but yeah, I don't know. What would be a red flag for you, George?
True. Let's talk about
I
some
think we
red
did that.
flags.
Did we do
No,
red
we
flags?
we actually did it for some fucking reason.
We did like the most out.
Yeah.
Like no one's ever asked what a green flag is. But anyway, go ahead.
I'm not really sure. I mean, like, if you're like trying to take her to the bedroom or whatever, and she has a bulge, I think that's kind of like a red flag.
Maybe.
I think
Depending
that's
on
kind of
who you
like.
Or maybe
top
or maybe
red
she's
flag.
got a bigger dick than you. That's why I can't really fuck with Quarter.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of fucked. I think that's a major red flag.
So are you gonna give us a real answer at some point?
Yeah.
I'm not really sure, to be honest.
Well, you,
See, I think this is like an interesting dynamic we have on this podcast because we're all single young men, so we can. It's just interesting to look at this and then where we'll be in the future. Because like watching some old podcasts I've done from when I was like 16, I look at that. I'm just like, I had that opinion. Like I just think it's very interesting. So like one day, when I'm married and I have a constant source of cream pies and stuff, I'm gonna be interested to see like how I change as a human being. But all right, so red flags for me. Somebody that's like somebody that does not have self confidence. Like you don't have to be like as self confident as me because like I'm borderline like an egotistical maniac. But by the way,
It would
I
be
look
annoying
good.
to deal with someone like that.
Right.
Like if I had to deal with someone like us in a relationship, I think it'd be annoying.
Yeah, it would. Yeah, absolutely. But I've actually gotten that. Like, that's actually a compliment that they like my confidence and stuff. But, so if I'm dealing with somebody that is like so unconfident about themselves and I have to keep bringing them up, that's fucking draining. Or somebody that's like, not that they don't have anything going in their life, but they just are content with nothing. Like, I just can't deal with that shit. Like, because it's those same people too that'll like look at what I do and what I'm doing to achieve my goals, and then they'll be like, "Well, you're not going to school. You're not doing this. Well, what do what are you doing?" I'm like, "Bitch, you're going to school for like fucking psychology 101 or some bullshit. Like you and 6 million other women are doing that. Like, have fun at fucking Starbucks or some shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm actually trying to chase my goals while I'm young. School, you can go to school whenever the fuck you want. I can't have this opportunity to be a YouTuber all the time. So I'm just trying to do my shit. But a lot of people don't understand that. So that's another like major red flag. Like if they can't support like a creative path in life, then that's just not a no go because I can't do anything with my life that is not creative. I have to create shit. That's the way I'm wired. That's just how I work. If I'm not allowed to do that and the person I'm with doesn't support that, then that's another red flag. So, yeah.
I think like a real red flag for me would be someone who's like overall sloppy. You know what I mean? Like someone that like doesn't take care
Like their
of
pussy, or?
themselves.
Oh.
No, someone that like doesn't take care of themselves. Like they're not necessarily hygienic. They don't like pick up after themselves. Someone who's
Right.
generally just sloppy. Like that's
Yeah, that's really gross.
I'm I take care of myself, but you couldn't tell it by looking at my room. I mean, my green screen's fucking like ripped and shit. Just interesting.
I remember when like I visited Matt, however many like long time ago. Like the first thing that happened like when I walked in was like I went to take my shoes off and he just kept walking. And that just kind of like I was
Oh, also somebody that isn't well mannered. If you're like get your fucking nobody cares. If you're not
He literally just called me out on wearing my shoes.
if
so.
you're not mannered or you don't know like proper respect, I just can't vibe with any like that above everything else that I said. Like is the worst thing. Like if I go out somewhere with a girl, like we're out, eating dinner or something, right? And then
she
the
burps on you.
no, like who cares?
Oh.
We all burp. But like if somebody like if the waiter comes or whatever, and like I don't know, just like if she doesn't say like thank you, or she says, oh I'll have a Coke or whatever. It doesn't say please, doesn't say thank you. Like to me, that's just like I can let that like pass or whatever. But like if she doesn't say thank you to somebody that's holding open the door for us or whatever, or if she doesn't like look back to make sure nobody's behind her when she's opening a door, like that shit's just like I don't know, man. To me, like I'm very big on manners and respect, and if you don't have any of that shit, then I just can't vibe. And it's just crazy coming from me because I'm one of the most disrespectful, fucking. That's what I'm looking for. What's the word I'm looking for?
Yeah, I agree with you though. Like well mannered. Like
Yeah.
I can't stand people who aren't well mannered. Hey, bitch! Can you get me my goddamn Coke I asked for? Thanks. When people don't know how to say thanks, that shit's just kind of.
That was so funny, man. Fucking bitch.
I can agree with you though, like in like an honest way. You know what I mean? Like that's definitely something that I would take into account too, like manners. Like I don't consider myself like the most well mannered person,
Right.
but like I
But-
do what you were talking.
Yeah, just
about,
have like
you know what I mean? Like, I say
basic,
thank you.
yeah, basic human fucking functions. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not that
When
hard.
you're visiting someone's house where you take your shoes off, or like when a waiter, like like you said,
Well, don't get me
hands you,
wrong.
like,
I'll
a
take
water.
my shoes off when I go to someone else's house.
I feel really weird about taking my shoes off at other people's houses for some reason.
That's like the only put. Like that's. I feel like if I walk into someone else's house and I don't take my shoes off, they're gonna yell at me.
I mean, I think you can tell before you enter. Like, if you go into the house and you see a bunch of shoes, like right when you enter, then it's probably like, okay, this is probably a no shoe zone kind of deal. But if not,
I
then
guess that's.
yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, I guess any red flags I have, I've been thinking about the whole. Like, I think you took one of mine, Omega. I don't remember what it was, but you took it.
Interesting.
Like, I do think it'd be very annoying to have somebody who didn't, like, somebody who thought whatever I was doing was like I wasn't going anywhere or something like that.
Yeah.
If they were trying to say that shit to me, because to me it's like, bro, like I was like getting out there, like being like becoming an entrepreneur when I was like fucking 17. You know what I mean? I came out of the fucking comic book stores asking, you know what I mean, like doing shit that like no one else was doing. You know what I mean? Like I found business for myself. You know what I mean? Like I made a business for myself. Like I know I have a lot of drive. You know what I mean? So like when somebody tries to sit there and if somebody tried to do that to me, it would be very annoying. But I think I'd be able to like sway their opinion because I'd just be like, bro, like while you were sitting in school and doing all this shit, I was like also in school. And then when I was finished with that shit, like 6 hours before all you guys, I went out and found work for myself and not just busting the table. Like I went out and found work that I enjoyed.
Yeah.
That I love. You know what I mean? So, like, if somebody tried to play me with that shit, I'd just be like, bro, don't try it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm really not even about to have that shit. So, I think if they did do that, though, it would be frustrating. If they couldn't understand why I fucking walk around with cameras all the time, or if they weren't cool with me recording our sex scenes, then that would be a little bit upsetting.
Okay. Got to do it for the vlog, I guess.
Exactly. So if that would, that'd be a little bit upsetting. If they tried to say shit about me playing video games or reading comic books, like it just be like, get the fuck out of here with that.
I don't think that's a
What
thing
year is
anymore.
it?
Yeah, I don't think that's a thing anymore. I think people are pretty tolerant about that. If not, they partake themselves.
I don't think that would happen about video games. I think that's like 100% just like a general thing now. But if I do think that somebody could be like, wow, you read comic books?
Really? I think somebody would say that if you read
I'm not
manga.
afraid of it or something, but like I'm just saying, like I think somebody, like I wouldn't be surprised.
Because
if
I don't know,
somebody
because
was
like
"Oh, you read
comic stuff is like very mainstream these days. So I don't know about
comic
that.
book like media is, but not comic books.
I
Like
don't know.
if I brought a girl over to my house and she like saw my comic book shelf or something, all the comic books I had, and was like, "Oh, you like
I could see
read
that.
comics?"
Yeah.
I'd be
Okay. I could see
be
that.
like, "Yeah." Like I wouldn't be surprised, but I'd
Yeah.
also be like a little bit tilted, or not tilted, but I'd just be like, "Whatever, you know." Yeah, like I read them. That'd be annoying. If she looked like George, it'd be a red flag.
Are you
Wore
sure?
George's jacket. Be a red
Yeah,
flag.
women look good in my jacket, man. Make the joke. Do it.
No, it was too easy.
Make the joke.
It's not even
You
worth
got
it.
to.
It's not even worth it. It's too easy. So I've got some questions that I can ask.
Hmm.
All right. When have you immediately understood that you're witnessing a historical moment?
Aside from the election just now.
I actually wanted to bring that up. When Donald Trump won, this is gonna be talked about for a while, I feel. Because like, there's no way he could have won, but he did. I was gonna go with the obvious. When Kanye West dropped 808s. You know what I'm saying? When Kanye West does anything, when he breathes. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I was gonna say, when I think it was like extremely interesting that like the day they passed the gay marriage law, like I was meeting Quarter.
That is interesting.
Like that was like
Maybe
I
that
had
was
no
the
idea,
universe
like,
telling you to take the Nessie neck.
plunge.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah. Like when that happened though, like we were in this restaurant, we were eating some food.
Ooh, Warriors blowing a 3-1 lead. True.
But yeah, when I looked up at the TV and saw it was like gay marriage has been passed, I was like, drat. That goes the country down the drain.
Oh my god. Alright, Pence, what do you believe in shock therapy for the gays now, you fucking weirdo?
Well, of course. Comes to America,
Interesting.
what can I say? But I think that was historical, but it didn't hit me the same way like other things do. Like
Right.
it didn't hit me the way I imagined like seeing something historical happening. But
Cause like I think it's because I don't want to. I definitely don't want to trivialize like gay people and stuff like that. But like,
Right, that would be horrible.
yeah, right. But like, the thing is like, for it wasn't legal to get like married or whatever. But for the most part, everybody was pretty tolerant about gays. Like, obviously you had people do, but they'll do the same thing about black people. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the same kind of people. I feel like for like most people would be like, okay, no, you're gay, cool, whatever. Who gives a fuck? You suck dick. I don't give a damn. It was just like, I think like when gay marriage got legalized, it was more like, oh well, that was long overdue. Like I think that's what it
Yeah.
was. Whereas with like slavery being abolished, that's a completely different thing because you went from like having like personal slaves, right, to just like, okay.
I thought you were gonna go a slightly different direction with that and say it wasn't long overdue or something. Like,
No, I'm saying like, obviously it was long overdue, right? But like, there was still a lot of tension there. Like, I don't feel like there's a lot of tension in America for like gay people.
I hate Peter.
What did he do?
He texted me, "You trying to squat was historical." Because I can't squat.
You can't really
Apparently.
hit a squat.
Like, I don't know how.
Just fucking squat, nigga. If I
I
had
don't know
space,
how.
if I had space in my
Alright,
room,
right
I'd
now.
squat.
Yeah, let me try. I'd be like,
Take your headphones off, or you fuck something up.
Nah, he's good.
Ready?
Let's see that ass. That's not a squat. You gotta get lower.
Squat! I don't know what a squat is!
You gotta keep your back straight and just go down. Like poke out your ass. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know how to do that, dude.
That's not possible. You just poke out your ass. You poke out your ass and bend your knees at a 90-degree angle.
Okay, try again.
At least try bending your knees at a 90-degree angle at least.
Wait, I think I did it.
I have to see you from the side. I can't see. And I also gotta see that ass. You gotta keep your back straight.
It was almost. You gotta like.
Am I doing it?
You need to go down lower.
Yeah, you need to go lower. Keep your
Lower,
back
yeah.
straight, like straight in your.
Dude,
How can you not keep your back straight?
Dude, my ass is fat.
I don't know about that.
That's really rude.
I don't think I've ever
Get
like
your butt
witnessed.
back and keep your thighs parallel to the ground.
I don't think I've ever witnessed the historical like moment that's like
Sarah
affected.
definitely didn't.
That's ever like affected me. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like people say like the Cubs winning or whatever, or like whatever you guys talk about. Like I'm not a sports fan, so that like doesn't affect me. That has like that happening, I wouldn't even know about it, if it wasn't for
Right.
people telling me or something. And like I wasn't old enough to really remember 9/11, so it didn't really have an effect on me, anything like that.
Yeah.
So I don't think I've really witnessed the historical, of any sort, any kind of historical event.
The interesting thing is that like we can't really tell what's going to be historical. Like we don't know.
Yeah.
Like this podcast might end up being historical one day. You know what I'm saying?
Right?
I mean, true. I mean, Scott. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry. I was just looking at myself. I'm not even gonna lie to you. This is gonna sound really bad. But I'm not lying here. A majority of the reason I do this podcast, and the majority of the reason why I did Dragon Ball, was so that I could look at and hear myself. Because I wanted to see what I look like on camera and what I would sound like. So like,
You want to know what was definitely historical?
what?
The Trayvon Martin shooting.
Oh, that spawned the whole Black Lives Matter thing. That was like the chain reaction. Like that was the first one where it was just like,
Yeah.
okay, that's a good one actually, a very good
Yeah.
one.
Never
That's
thought
the
of it
only
like
thing.
that.
Yeah. Like that thing, like literally incited everything.
Yeah,
That
it
like
did.
we're still dealing with, and
That's
probably will be dealing with for quite a while.
yeah, absolutely. Because like now it's like every single time, like an officer shoots a black guy, whether justified or not, it's always gonna bring up the argument now every time. Like it's just one of those things where it's like no matter what happens, no matter where we go in the future, like that's just always gonna be like a thing in our heads, unless like by some miracle that just gets wiped away. But it's definitely not gonna happen in any of our lifetimes. Anytime there's a shooting like that, it's just always going to come into question. So I just think that is actually very interesting.
I would I think it's important to bring up that George Zimmerman went to my high school.
Did he actually? Damn, no wonder you take after. Never mind.
That's horrible, man.
I mean, is it really though? Am I telling the truth or am I fibbing?
I mean, it's implicit, but it's just a little bit rude to bring it up.
Alright, man. I didn't know you wanted your shit out there like that or not. Alright, so oh yeah, George did answer that. Okay, what's something a lot of people do that really annoys you?
I'd have to say it getting anywhere near me when I'm in public. If you step near me in public, or you know what's really fucking okay, if I'm sitting there and I have my headphones in, or like my Apple EarPods, I'm walking through a store, or I'm walking through doing my thing, and you do this, like the pull your headphone thing out, I'm like, bro,
Well,
don't you have someone else to talk to?
but what do they usually say to you though?
Ask me for money?
No way.
You really? You remember that time I told you I had like $9 in my pocket, and that's like all the money I had?
Yeah,
That guy did that to me.
that's interesting.
He walked up to me in the parking lot, went, and then asked me for my money.
Well then,
Same guy, not the same guy, but another guy did that to me the other night when I was calling you on the phone and in the Walmart parking lot.
I think do I remember that? Did that happen while we were on the phone?
No, it wasn't when I was
Okay.
before I'd called you.
Interesting.
Right before I'd called you. Like I went in. the
So
parking lot.
you say you hate homeless people as a whole then?
I don't hate homeless people as a whole. I think they're annoying as fuck. I used like as a kid, like I'd give homeless people money like all the time. Like if I saw a homeless person, I'd be like, "Mom, come on." Like, and if we didn't have like my mom didn't have cash on her, I'd give the homeless person her pack of cigarettes. Like
Interesting.
I really was super
There was one time that
forgiving of homeless people.
there was one time in particular. I don't know if I've ever told this story, but I don't know. But there was one time in particular where I went to a gas station near my house, and I went in and I got out, and I just got change. I had $10 in cash, and this guy, like, for whatever reason, like, I usually just like tell people that like I don't have any cash on me, but this was like the only time in the world where I actually had cash on me. So a homeless dude walks up to me. I don't know if he was homeless or not, but he was just like asking for money or whatever. He was just like, "Yo, man, you got like a few dollars I can borrow? I just need something to eat, whatever." And I just pull out my wallet and I just give him $10. And then like his reaction, like he was so like a grateful and appreciative. Like that was I actually felt like I made a difference. And I don't know if that's part of like an act or whatever that they fucking do because I don't really know. But
It's not.
like that, like seeing him, I was just like, what would I have done with that $10? Gotten some fucking Arizonas and zebra cakes or some bullshit. Like I actually, like I don't know if I did or not, but I felt like I actually like impacted his life a little bit, at least for that day. So like I just think that was pretty interesting. I don't know how the fuck we got on that topic, but
You want to know what happened? Okay, so this guy, I was coming into the mall. I was going in there to get a pair of shoes or something.
Right.
And homeboy was like, "Hey man, like, got any money?" I was like, "Nah, man, I'm good." Because like I had just moved out, so like I didn't really want to start just like handing out 20s to homeless people.
right.
Well, I went in, bought my shoes. For whatever reason, I was feeling a little bit more generous when I came back out. And I saw him, and he was like, "Hey man," I guess he didn't recognize that he already asked me because he asked me again. And I was just like, "Fuck, man! Like, how much do you need?" Because he was trying to get food. He was like literally in the food court. And he was like, "Ah, man, like they say this is $5 for whatever it was at the Popeyes in the food court." And I was like, "All right, man." So I handed him like or no, he needed 15, I think, for whatever reason. I don't remember why. But I handed him like 5, I thought. But I had a ton of cash in my wallet because like at the time I was getting paid in cash by the New Release Wednesday channel. I walked outside and for whatever reason I felt like I gave him one of my 20s. Checked my wallet, and I was certainly down an extra $20. I ran
Damn.
back in there. I said, "Homeboy," because this man was barely thankful.
Really?
Like, the most annoying part is I gave this guy what seemed like $5, and if you're a homeless person and you get $5 from one person, you should be very fucking thankful. I feel like because I don't have to give you shit.
Yeah.
And hundreds of people are walking by you, and no one's giving you anything. But I just gave you $5 to work towards your fucking food that you're getting for free for sitting there begging. And then I walk in there, I'm like, hey man, I think I actually gave you a 20 on top of the 5. And he was like, oh, did you want that back? Yes. You said you needed 15 to get your fucking food. I give you 25 and you barely say thank you. Like that shit, like every time I give homeless people money or like give anybody begging money, they have never actually seemed remotely thankful.
Really?
The person that I gave that $9 to, I literally pull my wallet out. He walks up to me, he's like, hey man, look, you know what I'm saying? I need to get back to Richmond. We got no fucking gas. And I'm like, yeah, don't worry, man. Here. Pull out my wallet. And I have like literally $9, $5 and 4 or once. I pull out the money. So you can now see that my wallet is empty. I do it in front of him. And he was like, ooh, would $5 more dollars be too much to ask for? And I was like, not a thank you. Would $5 more be too much to ask for? Is his response.
Wow.
There's no way, man.
I'm dead fucking serious, dude. Like that's like I went on a Twitter rant because of it, dude. Because it was just like don't you see that my wallet is empty? I just literally I'm 19 years old, and you're asking me for money. First of all, you're like a 26-year-old man. Go do something. Make some fucking money, dude. Don't come out to Woodbridge knowing that's an hour and a half away if you know you don't have enough money to get gas. You know what I mean?
That is
And then
interesting.
to walk up on a 19-year-old kid begging him for money, and then to say, "Can I have 5 more?" Like, bruh, that shit made me mad. And then he was like, I was like, no, I don't. I just like I literally like went like this. I was like, no, I just gave you all my money. Like, you may as well have just mugged me because you just got everything. And he was like, oh, look, like that hookah bar right there. Like, I'm pretty sure they got an ATM in there.
No. No.
No, dude, like that's literally all the money I have to my name. I'm 19. You know what I mean? And then homeboy was just like, I like that. There was no thank you.
That is
I wouldn't
insane.
even walk up to my mom, say, "Can I have $9?" Or like, "Can I have some money?" And they'd be like, "Would 5 more be too much?" I wouldn't even say that to my mom.
Yeah. I want to
Like-
say that to anybody.
The most fucking absolutely unthankful person, like just like absolutely ridiculous. Like it was at that moment where I was just like, I'm not giving money to people anymore. Like,
Yeah, that's fucked up. If I kept getting like those reactions from people, I would not. That's ridiculous. But if we can go back to the topic at hand, what's something that a lot of people do that really annoys you? I got fucking like crack rocks in my nose, Jesus.
I really hate when like someone you haven't seen in a long time or something, like they'll walk up to you and like hug you or something, you know, like a relative or something that you don't really.
Right.
I hate to say like not consider part of your family, you know what I mean? But they're not your close family, obviously.
Yeah, for sure.
Like I hate when they hug you and like talk to you like close like in your ear or something like that. That's creepy for me. I don't like people being too close to
Oh,
me.
I know. I can see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, like that. I mean, I guess they consider themselves family or whatever, but
They like hug
that's
you
a
and
little too far from
they
me.
like hug you and they're like, "Hey, little mama, let me whisper in your ear." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like that. I can't handle that. That's too much.
oh, one more thing, real quick. I remember I was like, it was right when I got my license. I went to the used bookstore. This fucking homeless Russian woman walks up to me and she says, "Can I have your jacket?" I'm like, bruh. Like it was when we were recording Comic Book Hunter. Like I could see her walking like up to people in the parking lot of the used bookstore and saying like and having like she had a sign because she couldn't speak English. She had a sign that said like, "I'm homeless. My daughter needs a winter coat." Like this, that, and the other, or something like that. So she walks up to me with a sign as I'm fucking recording my thing, and I'm just like,
You,
know, like-
you don't still have that footage, right?
oh no, I didn't used to archive my shit, but like, I was just like, what are you doing? How
That
you
would have
walk
been
up to
funny
me, like,
as
I'm
fuck.
literally recording something. Like I'm literally saying like, "So what's up, guys? Comic Book Hunter here, bringing you guys all the shit I just got from Second in Charles." And then she's just like, and you can see her in the reflection. You can see her in the reflection.
Oh my
Just like you can see
gosh.
Jurgen, it's fucking wild. Anyway,
Alright, so one thing that a lot of people do that really annoys you.
like virtue signal on fucking social media. Like, oh my god, I can't believe the social injustices that happen to black and gay people, this, that, and the other. Oh my god. Like, everyone, please notice how virtuous I am. Everyone, please notice that I care. Please retweet me. That. Can't stand it.
I'm gonna go a little more.
For that.
I'm gonna go a little more dangerous, and I'm gonna say, this whole like social justice warrior movement. Okay, this like I understand like you have a voice and you want to use it for something, but I feel like people. It's like when people like cry wolf. You know what I'm saying, so to speak. Like for the past few presidential elections, for example, people were calling the person going against the popular person, like Obama or whatever, like Satan, calling them the devil or whatever. And then we get
They
it.
were calling Obama Satan.
I mean, some people were, but other people were also calling. Who was he going up against? John McCain.
John McCain and then Rami.
Yeah, people hated those people a lot. So like then we get a guy like
Rami has 3 wives, so.
then we get a guy like Donald Trump, where people like I feel like there's more cause for concern about Donald Trump than the actual other candidates. But because everybody's always overreacting and always like saying, "Oh my God, if this person wins, we're all gonna be fucking oppressed," that when somebody actually comes out, like I don't think we're gonna be oppressed with Donald Trump at all. But what I'm saying is that somebody like him is more dangerous. So now like your voice is diluted. It doesn't mean anything anymore because you say it about fucking everything. It's like one of those things where people say like, "Oh my God, somebody called me she today, they assume my gender," triggering. Like now when you are actually going through something, when you are actually triggered and when you are actually like fucked up, nobody's going to fucking believe you because you're sitting there every fucking day on Twitter talking about how somebody didn't fucking like let you pass them in the fucking highway or some bullshit. So you're like, I'm fucking triggered. Nobody's ever gonna fucking believe you again. This whole wave of everybody wanting to be fucking offended pisses me the fuck off. Why are people
Isn't that
so
ironic?
Why? Did I get offended?
Yeah.
About what?
Them getting offended.
That doesn't offend me, it pisses me off.
Yeah, that's offensive.
No, it's not. Like, I'm not sitting here like, how dare you get sad at black people getting shot in the
Okay,
streets? Like, I'm not like that.
It's slightly different, but it's still like, it's ironic.
I think you're reaching. But,
Okay.
when people do shit like that, like, it just gets me so fucking, like, I just get, it's not like I get, like, furious, like, I'm fuming, right? But it's just so annoying to me. Like, you know how, I can't even go on Twitter without fucking people, retweeting, "Oh my God, day 2 of Trump being president. I don't know how much longer I can live." Like, over dramatic.
Not even the president yet.
Exactly. Over dramatic. Looking for fucking retweets. And that's the thing. Like, people do that shit because you're giving them fucking retweets. If we stopped, like, retweeting all this shit, then we wouldn't have to fucking see it anymore because people see that stuff and they feel bad, so they feel inclined to like fucking retweet, show support or whatever. But these people, there's like I legitimately cannot believe that somebody goes throughout their day and gets triggered like at not even like 6 times a month. I don't think there's been anything like this fucking year that's triggered me. I mean, there probably was, but like I'm just saying, like there's just no way you take so much offense to something where it bothers you to that degree. I just can't see it. I hate this new wave of everybody trying to be offensive or trying to be offended. And what I hate even more is that these people use the terms like social justice warrior and feminist, and they destroy those fucking terms because when I see something like that, like if I go to somebody's bio and I see feminist or SJW, I immediately think that that person is going to get offended by fucking everything. And that's not what it should be. What it should be is like I see someone that says feminist, I'm like, okay, this person supports women's rights. Okay, sure. I see social justice where I'm like, okay, this person sees the social injustices going on in America and they want to correct them. Sure, I can get down with that. But that's not what I think anymore. I see that shit, and the first thing I fucking think of is like, wow, I better not say black in one of my tweets, otherwise I'm going to get fucking bombarded. Like it's just insane because they're destroying words that should have more power, and they just dilute them. I don't know. Shit fucking annoys me. I just went on a big ass rant, but yeah.
I agree with you. Like, and the thing is, like, with all those people, almost all those people anyway, they don't know how to actually have an argument, and I think it's for a few reasons. I think one of the biggest reasons is most of them aren't actually educated on what they're saying. So
Exactly.
if you
Yeah.
were to actually have an educated argument with them, they would immediately be
You
destroyed.
like. So I'm just gonna say this for everybody right now. I did not vote for Trump, but I find myself arguing for Trump a lot because I feel like he's not like Satan, you know what I'm saying? But you cannot, at least not at this point in time, you cannot have an educated argument with anybody that was against Trump right now. You can't do it. I dare you to try. You legitimately cannot do it. They let their emotions and getting triggered take over, and they can't have a serious discussion about Trump being president. But yeah.
Yeah, like the thing with a lot of those people is that they will immediately shut down any argument you have with them by, and here's just like, let me give you a legitimate anecdotal experience I've had with someone doing this to me.
Okay, while you do this though, I just wanted to share an interesting story. So yesterday I went to a comedy show. It's called Hardcore Comedy. The people, you go there and there's a good chance that the comics on stage will pick you out and just talk shit to you or do something like that, right? So obviously the election happened and it's hardcore comedy. So this is not a place you go to get offended, right? And obviously politics came up. And when the comics were talking about how Donald Trump won, there was this table of Trump supporters, right? And these people were so fucking ignorant. Like anytime somebody said like Donald Trump won the election, they were like, "Whoa!" going fucking crazy. And anytime they said anything about Hillary, we heard, "Boo! Fuck you!" Like
User joined
there
your
was
channel.
one time where he pointed out somebody in the crowd was like, "Oh, who did you vote for?" And then the person was like, "Oh, I voted for Hillary Clinton." And then the table of Trump supporters were like, "Boo, boo, boo!" Like just fucking ignorant. I just thought that was an interesting story.
I think it's important to say before we get too much further into this politics talk is that you're an idiot if you would have been rejoiced in either outcome.
Yes, I agree.
If you are a person, I don't mind if you voted for Trump. I don't mind if you voted for Hillary Clinton. I don't mind if you voted for Gary Johnson. I don't mind if you voted for Jill Stein. But if you were a person who would have rejoiced in a Hillary Clinton win, you are as ignorant and as stupid as anyone who has actually rejoiced in
I agree.
a Donald Trump presidential win.
The only way I
Like,
can see you being rejoiced is if you're glad the other side didn't win. Like,
either
okay.
way, there's no real like that's one thing, but it's still like that's not how
Because-
it's gonna come off. Like
because,
it's
like,
gonna come off that you're excited that
Yeah,
Trump won.
right.
Or I guess
Like
it
this,
depends on how you do it, but like
there's
for the most part, it's gonna
actual
come
there's
off that way.
actual polls that said something like, I think it was like 51 or something percent of Hillary supporters just really did not want Trump to win, and like something like 46.3% said that they didn't want Hillary to win on Trump's side. But what the question was like they were actually like scared of the other side winning. So like I think that's like a different thing. So that way like you can rejoice in the other side not winning because there were people out there, a lot of them that were actually scared of the other side winning. And for Hillary supporters or these social justice warriors, they're scared that America's going to become fucking racist and everybody's going to be oppressed with Donald Trump being president. And then on the other side, people are scared that a corrupt politician that is shown evidence to do anything to get to wherever she wants to go will be president. Like it's two different kinds of scare tactics going on. And by the way, speaking of scare tactics, fuck all the fear mongering going on about Donald Trump. If you're one of those
Let
people,
me get to that point.
okay. Oh yeah, because you actually have
Okay,
a good
so
point.
I
Also,
guess-
welcome back, Quarter Color, to the
I'm
podcast.
probably
Welcome back,
leaving,
man.
bro. I'm mad fucking tired.
All right, bro.
So my bad for popping back in.
Hey, we wanted to see that those pretty eyes, boy.
I suppose.
All right,
See you, Quarter.
Yeah.
you're backstabber.
I love you.
Okay, so I got into an
User
argument with this
disconnected
girl
from
on
your channel.
Twitter. She tweeted she what's that retweet called? A quote retweet. She quote retweeted this tweet that said, "Sadly, I just added more tweets about horrific racist incidents across the country." And then it's like a timeline of all these tweets of people tweeting like, I walked outside and somebody told me to take off my hijab, or or
Yeah.
something like obviously more offensive than that, beyond just like saying, "Oh, take off your hijab," or like a Spanish guy walking out and somebody saying, "Hey, spit, go back to your country," or somebody calling somebody or something to that effect.
Right.
Like offensive shit to minorities. And the thing about it is that it is popular online to be anti-Trump.
Yeah,
And
that's
this
true.
is all anti-Trump tweets.
It's a
And
circle jerk or an echo chamber.
yeah, and the thing about it is that none of this has to be real for it to spread the message that they want to spread.
All you have to do is
Like,
just type that tweet, and I've seen tweets with no
merit.
evidence,
Yeah.
19,000 retweets and shit. I'm like, am I
if
just meant to
like,
believe you?
me and Omega were contemplating the possibility, or I guess it was more me, but I was like, I genuinely believe like one of my cousins is a lesbian, and she's also I think full Spanish. Like I'm a half Spick and Span. She's I think a full span, a full span Spick. So I believe that if I were to take a picture of her and tweet it alongside my cousin, whatever her name is, uh, was called a f- and as she walked out of her house and hosed down. Can you believe it? Retweet to save a life. Like I would get thousands of retweets, and that would have no merit. I haven't spoken to her in
Right.
like years. So like it's just bullshit. It's just me like pulling together. It's just me fear mongering is what it is. Like
Yeah.
at the end of the day, like none of those things have to be real. And then people started saying that to the people who were tweeting tweeting these like life anecdotes of them getting like racially harassed. And then they started doing things which I would argue a lot of these things are even fake too. Like they'll make like a little thing that says like Trump like make America great again, and it will say like go back to your country, you ching chongs,
Yeah.
and shit like that. And it's just like
I find this
this
interesting
looks,
because like
it's just
when the whole
who would
black
make that?
when the whole Black Lives Matter movement started, we had video footage, an alarming amount of them, of white cops shooting black people. Like
Yeah.
you can't argue that. Like even if you think it's overblown or whatever, it cannot be argued. A lot of white cops shot a lot of black people on camera. Okay? We're not seeing any video footage. You would think if it was happening this much, look at this. Ready? Here's my phone. Swipe to the fucking right, my camera's fucking open. Record white people with fucking signs and pitchforks
George,
telling you to go back to your fucking country. Like,
Attack him through the screen real quick, and I'm gonna show you how quick it happens.
All right, I got
Attack
you.
him. Attack him.
You ready
Let's
for
go.
this?
no, he's like, talk shit to me, not actually attack me.
You
No,
sure?
go.
I mean, I can punch my monitor right now.
All right, go for it. Fuck it.
Alright. Look, man, I don't want to be racist towards you, okay? But your fucking pigment is
Hold up.
really
He
pissing
said
me off.
racism.
Yeah, make sure you record that. All right.
Okay,
Your
go for it.
pigment's pissing me off. It's not the same as mine, so you're different, and I
Okay.
don't like difference.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, what's happening
Okay,
here?
You're
What's
different.
happening?
I
Okay.
just don't like it.
What's
I don't like
happening?
your darkness. You need to be lighter.
Oh my god, you being
You
racist?
need, you need a white
on
skin
camera?
yourself.
Oh my, okay.
You're racist on camera?
Alright. If you can't white skin yourself, there's no room for you in this world. Okay. You agree with
Are you
that?
being racist?
No, I don't agree. I'm proud to be Hispanic, man. Hispanics all day.
This is incredible.
Trump day one president. Oh my god. Get a
Wow,
hashtag
isn't that
trending.
interesting that happened in less than 2 seconds.
Like, unless people are out here and they're fucking like the Flash, they come in like say, "Go back to your country, little fuck," and then they tip the fuck out. Like that's not happening. Like you have your fucking phone with it. Like I just can't see that being possible. I'm sorry. Like if I
it's
see,
just that there's no evidence.
Like,
it's like
I wouldn't even like. It's not like I'm against the idea of this happening, and I'm sure that something like this has happened, right?
no, for
but-
sure. Like I'm sure some of this has
Yeah.
happened.
But like, there's just no way it's happening to this degree, and there's no video evidence. Like, you gotta think. I would think catching somebody being like, "Oh, hey man, go back to your fucking country, bitch," would be a little bit harder to catch on camera than a police shooting a guy. I just feel like that's
But,
just
like some of these people, like for example, the person I got into the disagreement with said that her friend was literally hosed, like it was the 1960s, as she was trying to cross the street and shit like that. It's like that does not happen.
yeah. The only argument I can see is if somebody's just like how like you can't like if you're just walking down the street, right, and somebody's just like go back to your country, spick. Like you can't really catch that
then
on
it's like,
camera.
alright.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like you can't really
sure.
catch that. But like I've seen people say, "Oh, these Trump supporters came in and they tagged my car with Trump 2016. Go back home." Like how do you not record that?
Yeah.
I
Or
don't.
how is there
I-
not a video of that woman getting hosed down?
Yeah.
Like, in what universe does a person get hosed? Like, it's actually a 1960s.
I don't even know how you would. Yeah, I don't even know how you would fucking do that.
I feel
Like,
like
I don't know. Like, that's just.
I feel like most of those situations are like a humongous kind of situation where like someone says something and it's just twisted. It can be twisted like right there, you know, like the person who's recording.
But yeah, but that's the thing though. Like, you have people like that bitch, right? Who just like was so preemptive with her recording, just to try to get a story out of it. You would think.
Say that people don't think to pull out their camera because they think it's a tweet. Like, that's bullshit. That's on everyone's mind these days. Pull out your camera, start recording. That's
Yeah.
on everyone's mind.
You would think that like if you saw a cop with a gun on somebody, like my first reaction would be like, oh, this is going on Twitter. Like my reaction would be like, oh my god, is this guy gonna be okay? Like that's just the way I would think. But at the end of the day, a lot of people are just like living through their phones, and the type of people that are looking to, I guess, get offended or whatever. Like if something like this were to happen, better believe they would get that shit on camera. Because like you have people recording fucking humongous, who's just like a fucking guy doing nothing getting recorded. Like like I'm not saying it's impossible, but the possibility is just like so slim to me. I can't see that being can't see that
if
happening.
This shit were, if like this kind of shit doesn't just get incited by someone getting elected. Like that's not how that works. Like people didn't see that that Donald Trump got elected president, and then literally within hours go out and start yelling at people racial obscenities for no reason. Like
Yeah.
that's not how that works. Like if that was happening, then that was happening before then. Like people didn't just immediately think it was okay or like I saw some people saying shit. Like I literally saw in that post I was talking about with all the timeline tweets, this person said that like after Donald Trump got elected, well at least now we can like grab girls by the pussy or something. And they had a picture of this person that it was supposed to be that said that, and they were all it was 3 men at a Hillary Clinton merch stand. And you're meant to believe that these people who were clearly supporting Hillary Clinton are then saying, "Oh, well, at least now we can grab girls by the pussy." Am I right? Like, how are you meant to believe that?
Yeah. Like I
If
think
you showed me a Donald Trump like thing, and you were like, "Oh yeah, now it's legal to fucking grab girls by the pussy," then I'd be like, "That makes a lot of sense," or that makes it. It makes sense. It
Yeah.
would make more sense than telling me that somebody at a Hillary Clinton, like I feel like everyone at a Hillary Clinton merch stand would be like, "Oh my god."
yeah.
Well, it's not that
Well-
these situations are like completely spun out of control. Like, for example, I saw this one where like there was this guy, he was like on a highway or whatever, you know what I mean? But there was like a bridge above him, and he was driving on, you know, in his car on the highway, and above him was like these Trump supporters who had like Trump flags up or whatever, right? But like from his angle, the way the sun, you know, was coming or whatever, from his angle, you could only see like white and black figures, and like he tweeted about it or whatever, and he said like they were KKK members or whatever. And you know,
Oh, I
you see the
saw
camera or
I
whatever.
saw that. Yeah.
Yeah,
I saw that
like,
tweet.
You couldn't tell, but then like more evidence came out of people that were on the bridge recording it or whatever, taking pictures. That it was just like different people. Like I think one of them was African American. One of them was like a short like Spanish woman. You know, like they weren't dressed in white or black. It was just the way he took the picture.
Yeah.
They were holding Trump flags. They weren't holding crosses. You know, they weren't holding like whatever the KKK symbols are. You know,
Yeah.
like, they weren't holding like you know whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. Like it's just like it's just too many people being outraged and not doing any research. Or like only doing their research by going on MSNBC and CNN. Like
And the thing is, like, I don't see how you can just have your opinion about
or
something.
Fox, for that matter.
I don't see how you can have your opinion about something that is so fucking important just be cemented and you not even want to debate it. Like, this is Donald Trump is our president. You have to face that fact. Now you can either believe he's a racist, misogynist, sexist fucking pig, or actually do research and see that maybe he's not. You know, like, I don't understand. Like, this is the future of our country, and for the next 4 years, who knows what might happen? This could be shaping the future for your fucking kid or whatever. You never know. Like, and you don't even, you're not, no part of you wants your opinion to be challenged. Like, if I sat here and I was like, wow, man, you know, Trump seems like the best presidential candidate I've ever seen, and somebody comes out and is like, well, he's actually got these problems going on with him. I want to know that, because I don't want to just be blind and be like, oh shit, I actually did not know that. Now I know. Like, I don't understand why people are so against knowledge. Like, why are you? It's just the circle jerk and the echo chambers of fuck Trump, and then, you know, fuck Trump, yeah, retweet, you know, like, that's what it.
Support Trump. Blocking people. I've seen people block people for supporting Trump.
Like, here's the thing.
Or not even supporting Trump, but just saying, like, just being devil's advocate in an argument. Like, oh, he didn't actually do that. And
me and Dino, I don't know if you want this out. Your political standing, I guess.
It doesn't matter that much.
All right, so he's a Trump supporter. I was a Hillary supporter. We're still great friends. We talk about it. I talk about why I wanted Hillary to win. He talked about why he wanted Trump to win, and we talked about it.
Not why I wanted Trump to win. Why I didn't want Hillary to win.
Okay, there it is.
Like,
so
here's the thing. I've said this since the beginning, since before I think Trump was even like actually like the Republican nominee. I just couldn't vote for someone who, in my opinion, was complicit in actions that are near treasonous.
Yeah.
Like sending emails. Like, if I was just, here's the thing. Like, my ex-girlfriend, I remember she was like, yeah, dude, like, if my dad did this, like, he would literally be in jail. Like, he's above the law. He's been, like, he's literally above the law. She literally is complicit. She was complicit in rigging the Democratic National Conventions.
Like, if she didn't, if she didn't rig that, it would have been most likely Bernie versus Donald Trump. And that would have been a much more the thing about, because both of them were against the establishment. That's why a lot of people wanted to vote for Trump, is because Hillary is so establishment and Trump is so the opposite. And people are fucking tired of corrupt politicians. They're tired of the fucking lies. They're tired of everything that goes on with that circle. So they went for somebody that really destroys all the constructs. Bernie is that, but he's just far more. Well, I honestly think that Donald Trump is pretty left for a lot of his stuff, but like Bernie's like, he's like, there's like, if this is like left,
he's out in,
like, if this is left, he's over here, like he's left, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like that would have been a very different election if that were to happen, but Hillary literally rigged it.
Here's the thing about like, Hillary didn't have people, or at least nowhere near the same numbers of people who are genuinely and honestly like huge Hillary supporters.
There were Bernie supporters.
Bernie supporter
was
a fucking Bernie supporter. Dude.
Yeah.
Like, they bled for this guy. They would have anyway. Like, legitimately. But the thing about it is no one was like that for Hillary. Like, if you had the same people who just didn't want Donald Trump to win, even if they didn't believe in all the socialist-ish policies of Bernie, they still would have voted for Bernie because he was the Democrat. You still get all those votes, because none of those people are going to vote for Donald Trump just because this guy is socialist. Like, they're still rather have that than have Trump.
Yeah.
And you have all of these new voters. You have young voters who never fucking vote, voting for this guy. You've got like, he probably actually would have won. Like, he genuinely, I think, had the actual win because he had so many things in his favor.
Here's the reason I feel like Donald Trump won, is because I don't think there were very many people who actually really wanted Hillary to win. Like, there weren't enthusiastic Hillary supporters. Like, I have not seen a single Hillary sticker, fucking yard sign, nothing anywhere.
That's the thing. Here's the issue. Look in the chat. Supernova didn't know she rigged it.
Yeah.
And I won't even say that she rigged it but she was complicit in the
Right.
act of rigging the election, of rigging the primary election. And that is like, I don't know how you can vote for that. Like, I honestly don't get how you can literally vote. Like, that goes against everything.
Yeah.
That
And
goes, that
to
flies
go
in the
back
face of
to
democracy.
go back to my point, Trump won because he actually had people that wanted him to win. You know, for whatever reason or another, if they hated Hillary so fucking much, or if they just wanted to see the establishment of politics be torn down, then you know what I'm saying, whatever. He
Look up
actually had
WikiLeaks.
he actually had enthusiastic support, and that was the difference. We had a 46.9% of voters that, or people that were eligible to vote, not vote, and that's because I feel like if even half of those people voted, I think Hillary could have probably won. But nobody was enthusiastic about Hillary. Plus, all of the shit in the media saying Hillary 95% chance to win. You're like, she's gonna win. Why do I have to vote? You know what I'm saying? Like that.
No
That's what
one went
everybody
into that
thought.
night thinking that Donald Trump had
Not
any chance
not
of
a
winning.
single Donald Trump supporter thought they were gonna win that night.
No, none.
I think also
No
like
one.
when she called like Donald Trump supporters deplorables or whatever, like she kind of strengthened that like almost cult like following.
Yeah, and
You
when
know?
and when Donald Trump also said, I think we were watching a podcast about this, but when Donald Trump also said that he would not that he thinks that like he wouldn't accept Hillary right as a president, and he thinks that she's fucking awful, whatever the fuck. Like all of his followers like thought that too, so they were super like into it. Like they're like, dude, if Donald Trump isn't our president, then I don't know what the fuck is gonna happen.
Yeah, I mean, that's like that. That's just is what it is for me. Like I couldn't. I don't know that I would have voted for Bernie necessarily because I don't necessarily believe in socialism, but I I just don't agree with going like flying in the face of
Yeah.
everything that the country stands for, and that's to me what
Here's the thing, people
rigging an election is. And
people keep bringing up the fact that Hillary actually won the popular vote, but it's by such a small margin that to me it doesn't really matter. But even still, like there are still polls being counted right now. So at the end of it, Donald Trump could actually have the popular vote. And if that's true, what argument do you have then for Hillary?
yeah, I mean that's that's it. Like in I think we said the media has a big portion to do with it. Like I don't know why the media was so blatantly biased
Yeah.
for Hillary, but that was a thing. Like it's not
It's
like you
it's
can't
because
deny
like
it.
it's because like the thing is like the internet has a big thing to do with that because if CNN or MSNBC or Fox whatever posts a headline, Donald Trump says, you know, fuck women. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's in that circle jerk and they're gonna click that link immediately. You know, whereas if they say Hillary rigged election or something, that's not gonna get as many clicks. I don't feel like anyway. I mean, it'll still do very well, obviously, but the hate train for Donald Trump was so heavy that just having Donald Trump in your fucking title garners a click.
Like I
Uh,
remember when I tweeted that picture, like I went and checked, like you can go on your iPhone and click like the news thing.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
Like you can go over to this and see the news.
yeah.
All four of the articles for me were anti like Donald Trump articles. And it was just like this is ridiculous. You know what I mean? Like it's just like the entire media is against this guy. For regardless of like whether or not the shit was valid, it's just blatant.
It wasn't just
Uh,
media too, like it was celebrities and everything like all coming out against him
Yeah.
blatantly,
let me let me say one thing though about here's the reason why I think it's important that Donald Trump won. Because everyone's always been saying like they want a three-party system, right? Or they want like they want independents to be able to run. Because right now the way independents are run, they aren't running. Like they're essentially just there to take votes away from the actual two parties.
Yeah.
And here's the reason why. No one fucking knows their positions. They don't get any airtime. If they were in the
The
if they were in
debates.
the debates and they were in all that shit, if they were in the media at all, then they would have a chance. But they have no fucking chance because no one knows who the fuck Jill Stein is. No one knows who the fuck
Gary
Paul
Johnson.
Greengrass, whatever the fucking guy's name is, Gary Johnson. No one knows who he is, or like you might know the name, but what are his positions? Do you know? what is the party that he stands for? Like the independent party? You don't know because he's not in the debates.
Yeah.
I think what Donald Trump proves is that you don't have to be like if you just put somebody up there and people agree with him.
George Bush
They'll
wasn't
vote for him.
likable, and he won twice.
Yeah.
So
Like all you have to do if you gave Jill Stein or fucking Gary Johnson airtime, like if they were in the presidential debates,
because you got to
or
think
even-
about it. I think Donald Trump winning is important because it's going to change future elections. I feel
Yeah.
because you had Democrats that did not want Trump to win, and Republicans, probably even more so, did not want Trump to win because Republicans know that Donald Trump doesn't exactly fall in line with their beliefs and what they want to the country to be run
and
like.
beyond that, he's not one of them.
Yeah, he is like Donald Trump is legitimately a Democrat. Like he is a Democrat, but he puts on the fucking Republican auspice just to win.
It's all an elaborate ruse.
Now, of course, like when we like come out, I want to keep reiterating this. I'm not a Trump supporter, but I consider myself a Trump defender because I feel like everything's just being blown away or whatever. But like, I'm not saying that everything's gonna be great because of Trump. I like I said, I'm willing to give him a chance. So let's see what he can do. Everybody that's blowing up without even giving the guy a chance is just fucking ridiculous. Like I don't understand how you can have that mentality. Like I just don't get it. Try it. You know what I'm saying? Just let's see what ends up happening. If he ends up being horrible, then he's horrible and you were right. Congratulations.
I think it's just about having honest, reasoned, and measured conversations about important topics instead of blindly throwing every other argument that isn't yours to the wind. Because you will never see people on Twitter. I have never seen people on Twitter actually have a fucking debate. You know what I mean? Like
It's never.
If you see somebody, they're like, oh, actually, like somebody will tweet whatever it is. The person will say, I disagree. However,
I
they
actually
say,
did
and that's a
have-
block.
I actually did have a small little debate with somebody after I came out and defended Trump about one of those situations that was happening. He DM'd me. He was a Hillary supporter, and we actually had a back and forth. And we ended, and we're still cool. Like you can have conversation. You can have intelligent, intellectual conversation. Everything does not have to be so extreme. And that's the thing. Like for people like me, I feel like people like me, because I was on Hillary's side, not because I liked Hillary, but because I just didn't like not necessarily Trump, but like his supporters. Like that's what I did not want to get like that validation because no matter what, in anything, if you win in anything, it feels good. Like we were watching a podcast a few days ago or some bullshit, and they equated it to like your team winning the championship, right? It feels good, and I was not necessarily scared, but like I was just like I didn't want his supporters to get that validation because I met some of his supporters and some of them are not that great people. And then I know people like Dino who's just completely fine. But point is like I didn't want him to get that win because of mainly his supporters. Because like I just fucked them niggas. But where the fuck was I going with this?
You're not a Trump supporter.
Oh yeah, I'm a Trump defender, right? I was gonna say something about that. Fuck. Oh yeah, but I can't have a conversation with anybody that's like me, unless it's like these people here, right? Like I will try to say I'll be like, oh yeah, talk to another Hillary supporter, and they have facts wrong about Donald Trump. So I'm just like, oh, yeah, I'm actually on your side, but that's actually incorrect. Here's an actual, and they
Okay.
just don't want to hear it.
How could Trump have already failed somebody? He has not been inaugurated.
He literally has done nothing but win.
That's an ignorant statement.
That's like those circle jerks of people that see a popular game getting hated on and they're like, oh yeah, fuck that game, and I'm like, have you played it? No. Like that. That's what. Granted, they were right, But like everybody was trashing on Infinite Warfare. I'm not playing that game. This game is fucking trash. I'll never boot it up. This game is it's the worst game ever made. I'm like, the game's not even fucking out. Like, why don't you try it? I've tried it. The game fucking sucks. Okay, you were right. But it doesn't matter. Fucking try it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just doesn't make fucking sense to me.
I think one of the things that a lot of people don't actually understand about Trump is that, like, he was a Democrat his entire life.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you guys have ever met an old person, but it's not very easy to change their views. You know what I mean? You don't, and more importantly, you don't flip a switch when you turn 70 and become a Republican.
I say, what do you think that I think is? Well, I mean, we don't know because we're not that age, but I think it's around like, you know, like 35ish, around there, where you're that's probably you for the rest of your life. You know, like, so, yeah.
Like, I honestly don't believe almost anything that he actually said while he was running for president. Nor would I defend probably any of the shit he said.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't want.
Like, I
don't want
think
it to
I think
come across like I'm like, oh yeah, shout outs to racism, shout outs to bigotry, shout outs to all you out there. Hope you didn't want to get married for too much longer. Gonna repeal that shit soon. What else? Electroshock therapy coming in hot. Don't worry about it.
which isn't
like, I'm
even
not trying to
Donald
say-
Trump, by the way, but
Yeah, like I'm trying to say, like, I believe in our democracy. I believe in our constitution.
and the democracy showed, just as it, like, people saying that it's so bullshit and that it's, you know, rigged or whatever people have been saying, this was democracy at its finest. Like, people spoke. I don't know what else you want.
I just don't want people, like, if somebody did watch this, to think that, like, I'm like, oh yeah, shouts to racism. Like, look, I'm on a podcast. Like, I'm half Spanish and half white. I'm on a podcast with a fucking black guy right now, and
All right,
a
sure,
white
dude.
guy. I'm just kidding. Obviously, Omega's a Spanish guy, and then we have another guy, Quarter, who's black. My roommate was black. I have friends of all different races. Like,
Dude, I'm not
believe-
racist. I have a black
believe-
friend.
I know. I believe the construct of racism doesn't apply to my generation.
I don't think so. Wait, what do you mean the construct of racism?
When I was growing up, because no one told me to believe in racism. No one told me I was.
Yeah,
different.
I mean, for sure.
No, but that's the thing. I don't think the other people were told that either, because I've never had, in my experience, I've never had somebody walk up to somebody. I've never seen racism,
I have.
except from my father, or like in certain experiences, I have seen racism. I've seen people who genuinely and honestly believe that one race is better than another. But as I was growing up, none of us were like, "Oh, get out of here, black kid!" Like, no one was ever like that. No one ever think that either.
Yeah. Well,
You know what I mean? Like, we were just kids.
it's a different story for me because
We're just people now. Like, none of us believe that.
I mean, sure, but when I was growing up, I was born and raised in a very ghetto, rundown place, and then I went to a very suburban place, a very white place, and trust me, there was quite the difference there. That's all I'll say about that. But Bromskill says, if you didn't believe anything that he was saying throughout the whole thing, why would you vote for him?
I'm not Republican.
The thing is that if you do
Let me
research,
explain to you. This guy is a Democrat. This guy believes in pro-choice. This guy has always believed in pro-choice. This guy believes that anyone who's a transgender person, a gay person, it doesn't matter. Go in whatever bathroom you
there
feel
was
like.
there was
Do whatever
actually
you want to do, marry whoever you want to do,
Yeah.
fuck whoever you want to fuck. It doesn't matter to him.
this was actually
It's
like
never mattered
me
to
and
me.
Dino saw a video where he explicitly says that he's going to try his hardest to bring rights to the LGBTQ community. But do you think anybody fucking tweeted that? No. So nobody
It doesn't go
fucking
with the
knows.
narrative.
Exactly.
It doesn't
The
go with
thing is, like,
narrative that he's a racist, a bigot, and
the whole election,
Islamophobe.
the
It
whole
doesn't-
election confusing you or whatever, like, Donald Trump played the politic game. He did what he needed to do to get the win. That's like politics. That's what politics is. It's not necessarily being yourself, not necessarily saying exactly what you believe in, but playing the part you've got to play to win.
And I also don't believe that he's actually going to do anything. I honestly and genuinely believe that this guy is a megalomaniac and a narcissist on a degree even further beyond Omega Orion. I believe that he is on his way out of this world. I think he's going to die within the next 10 years easily after living such a lavish life. And I think he wanted to have on his resume to get into heaven that he was the president of the United States. I think that's the truth. I don't honestly think he's going to do anything. I think he'll just sit there and fuck Melania Trump, and I think probably like 10 other women a month. And that's the truth. Like
wait.
like,
How did Bromskill says Hillary played the game as well, but Trump did it 10 times worse. Trump didn't rig anything. What are you talking about?
She literally was complicit in rigging an election.
Here's what Hillary did to play the game. She went on the Breakfast Club and told Charlemagne that she brings hot sauce with her everywhere to appeal to the black voters. She went on Ellen and fucking dabbed. That's what she did. What did Trump do? He went to factory workers, went to them personally, and was like, I'm going to fix your shit. I'm going to make sure.
Ford Motor Company thinks they're going to put those jobs in Mexico? All right,
No,
cool,
I will charge them a tax to bring their shit to other countries so that way we can keep those Ford jobs in America. That was way more important than fucking dabbing on Ellen, than going on the Breakfast Club and saying you bring hot sauce with you everywhere.
Or being on Between Two Ferns with Zach Galifianakis.
Yeah, although very funny, but still, the point remains. Hillary played the game incorrectly, and she cheated, and she lost.
She's provably cheated.
The thing about Hillary though, like, she talked bullshit, she flip-flopped, but that's the thing. We don't know what she actually believes. We don't know if she's actually a fucking Republican. We don't know much about her, right? But what we do know is that but what we do know about Trump is that some of the shit he's saying, of course, we'll have to wait and see, but like he said shit just to get people on his side, to get those people hyped and amped up. The only reason why I feel like Hillary may have even remotely deserved presidency is because for her entire life she's been devoted to the country. Granted, she did the whole email bullshit, but regardless, her entire life has been spent devoted to America.
Okay, are we voting for a person or are we voting for their supporters? Like, obviously there's people who are extreme. But let's also... a video came out recently where, I forgot who it was, but the Hillary campaign was complicit yet again in trying to incite violence at Trump rallies. Literally coming to rallies and saying shit, trying to incite violence at these rallies to make them look dangerous, to make these people look violent.
They were planning people, right? Like at
Yes.
the rallies, like they were planning.
They were trying to incite violence at these rallies to make the supporters make Trump seem violent and aggressive, and then they got caught doing it. But you don't know that, do you?
A very different game was played.
Like, the thing is, like, some of you guys didn't do the research on both sides. You guys went to websites that could have essentially been titled Hillary Clinton for President. And I'm not saying you should go to websites that are called TrumpForPresident.com either. What I am saying is you should do your best to go on both sides and find stuff in the middle, or slightly to the right and slightly to the left. If you want to come up with an educated opinion on something, you have to look all around, because all news is biased in one way or another, more than likely. You're very rarely going to find an actual news source that is no bias. The Washington Post's owner literally came out and explicitly stated that he was against Trump. And guess what? You can go on any one of their articles and they are plainly and clearly against Trump. So you can't honestly take a Washington Post article and try to use it as something against Trump, because they're clearly and plainly biased.
I was a Bernie supporter, right? Like when in the beginning or whatever.
For sure.
I don't want to debate like each individual person's policies or whatever, but if you just look at it from like a person perspective, I think Bernie was like the least.
Bernie was 100% the most genuine person.
Bernie,
I don't think he lied.
Not Bernie. Not only did Bernie not lie, he was fucking dedicated. I would. Bernie would definitely have had my vote. Had
I
of
might have
course.
voted for Bernie just because I think that like even if I don't necessarily agree with the shit that he like I don't agree with like super strict gun control. I don't agree with social plans to give like anyone health care or like to give everyone
Or free schooling.
free not that I don't agree with free schooling because I would definitely like to go to school for free, but it's never gonna work. It's never gonna work because it's only a punishment to the people who are above and who have already graduated college. It's only a punishment to those people, and so it's never gonna work. But um, I would have voted for him probably just because
We would
he's
know what
fucking
we're.
genuine,
Yeah.
and he honestly believed that what he was going to do was going to make the country better.
See, like for us right now, even if you're a Trump supporter, you don't really know what comes next. You don't know what's going to happen with Bernie. We would know. We would know what he wants to do, what he wants to accomplish. And that's not a thing we get a lot with politicians, because a lot of politicians say they're going to do this, say they're going to do that, and then when they get in office and nothing really happens. Bernie's that nigga. He would work his ass off to get shit done.
Yeah, I mean, like, and policies aside, like, I think he just, he just wasn't really involved in any scandals or anything. At least none that like publicly came out that I'm aware of. You know what I mean? Like, if
They
you throw
would
the
have
policies
because the
against the
DNC
wall,
was plainly and clearly against her, or against him. Sorry.
yeah. So if you throw all the policies aside, right, and just take it as like a people perspective, I definitely think he would have been the best choice or whatever. But like, just like between Hillary and Trump, it was just kind of like he wasn't sure what was going to come next.
Yeah.
Like Bernie's just sitting over, and by the way, there is not a more sad like picture than the one of Bernie staring at the
How
TV.
are you still confused how Hillary beat Bernie? We explained to
She
you how she
rigged
beat
it.
Bernie. She rigged the primary election. All right, so here's how you come up with a Democratic or a Republican national nominee for the president of the United States. They have primary elections in all the states, and then it's kind of like all those elections make up who becomes the national or the Democratic national nominee. The Democratic National Committee, rigged the election, the primary election, in order to have Hillary be the nominee. Whether or not it would have happened regardless is not certain. But everyone was complicit in making sure that she was the nominee. That is how she beat Bernie. Because it was rigged. Anyway, sorry, God.
I don't remember where I was going with that.
Regardless of policy.
Yeah, so like,
genuine guy.
regardless of politics, I think Bernie was like just like you guys were talking about, like he's just the more genuine person. Like between Trump and Hillary, it definitely felt like there was a bunch of lies and stuff. Even if it was just trying to play the game, I think it just felt like it was scandal on top of scandal. Like it just kept stacking up and up and up, and then eventually it came to the point where like, all right, let's just throw their policies away and let's just look at them as people, and which who has the biggest like pile of scandals, and also who has the worst scandals against them at the moment, because that's just what it turned out to be. But like after Bernie was like, like he had his throat slit or whatever, like I was kind of with Hillary. I was like, all right, he seems like the better choice. I don't really like Donald Trump's personality. I don't like him. I haven't really researched into his policies at that point. You know what I mean? So I wasn't really sure what he was for. I was like, all right, you know what? I'll look into Hillary. She seems like from what
Yeah, because that's the natural
popular
progression. Natural.
Yeah.
Bernie
gonna
gets
vote for
knocked
Bernie.
off. You
Exactly.
probably go for Hillary.
So then like I was like, all right, well, that was before I researched it, like I said. So I was like, all right, well, Hillary can't be that bad of a person, until like I dug into it, and like I didn't want to vote for Trump. I didn't vote for Trump, or Hillary, but I didn't want to like vote for Trump because like the media had
Look up
like
the WikiLeaks. Sorry, go.
yeah, like the media, and I'm not sure what like, but like my dad's a Trump supporter, by the way, but that's relevant. But like the media and like people on the street or whatever, kind of like at the beginning anyway, kind of implanted that like Hillary was the right choice. You know what I mean, in your brain, because like it was just everyone was against Trump. Everyone just
Yeah.
had their pitchforks up. Eventually, it kind of changed around, especially in my state, because I live in Kentucky, so like there's a Trump sign literally every single like foot. But like I eventually switched myself over to kind of being like a Trump supporter, but not really, because I didn't vote for him. I didn't really help him out at all. But just like the ideology behind it, I kind of felt like even though like people were trying to like associate bigotry and stuff with Trump, it just felt like it was misplaced in a lot of ways. Because after it was like declared that he was president or whatever, he was talking about like that he was going to protect LGBTQ, like you guys were talking about. You said you saw.
Yeah.
It just felt like a lot of the stuff is misplaced, and I'm not sure if this is like official or whatever, but isn't he like supposed to make his like chairman or whatever? Isn't one of them supposed to be Ben Carson, which is an African American male, and then one's supposed to be some woman, I'm not sure her name. Then here the last, I think it was the last one was like some man who was like apparently gay,
Yeah. Not only
So,
that, but uh, in light of all of Trump's allegations of him being a bigot, a sexist, all that stuff, and a misogynist, there were actually two accounts of two females that had ended up working for Donald Trump. One of them was the first woman to ever build a skyscraper, the Donald Trump building. The other one worked for his company. I forgot which one it was, but point of the matter is that Donald Trump hired these two females to do very important jobs. And what they said was the most enlightening thing for me, because they said that they didn't get chosen because they were women. They didn't get chosen because Donald Trump thought they were attractive or whatever. They got chosen because they were just simply put the best person for the job. And not once did Donald Trump make them feel uncomfortable. Not once did Donald Trump do anything appropriate towards them. But you would never know that because nobody would report that, because that's not going to get clicks.
And it doesn't fit the narrative.
the thing like of like when it came out that like blatantly that Hillary was planning like people. I'm not sure if it was Hillary herself or like the Democratic Party or whatever. Was
You're talking
they
about
were
the
planning
sorry.
people at like the Trump rallies and stuff,
Right.
So I mean, like, it's not completely unbelievable. It's even more believable, really, that like all the women that came out that said like Trump like sexually assaulted them or whatever, that they are also plants.
Yeah.
Like that's the more believable option at this point, given the track record with Hillary.
Which
in the
before
Democratic
somebody
Party.
watches this who isn't a part of this community or something and tries to say we're cool with rape or something, or we just don't believe anyone who's a victim, please don't say that, okay? You know what I mean? That's not the truth. It's just the burden of proof should not fall on the accused.
Yeah, like you shouldn't be able to walk up to me, say that I raped you, and tell me to prove you wrong. That doesn't happen, right? Just like you can't
have to go and get your like you have to get swabbed, or you know what I mean, like go through the proper.
Just like you can't
it's
come
a
up to
polished
me
word.
and tell me you can fly, and then I say, okay, well fly, and then you're like, nah, prove I can't fly. Like you can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like
That's not. Yeah.
that's not a thing. Like, because there's so many allegations. Like, that's the thing about Trump. Like, people want to say all these things, but can you show me what he actually did? Did you know that, I think it was in the 80s or the 90s, he owned a country club and a string of country clubs, and he was the only one fighting for Latinos and black people to get accepted into those country clubs? Did you know that?
You want to know why you didn't? Because it didn't fit the narrative. You want to know why there's people in this chat who didn't know about the WikiLeaks of the DNC rigging the election? Because it didn't fit the narrative.
Like I said, like I just need to
That is
reiterate, because
astounding that people do not people didn't know that.
that is astounding.
That is remarkable.
And I just want to say, like, I'm defending Trump a lot, but I just want to reiterate, I am not a Trump supporter. I just feel like that needs to be said. But I see injustices being done to a man that doesn't really deserve it. Like, he didn't do anything to warrant these racist remarks that he's getting, or all these sexist claims. He did say stuff
It's ignorant.
that is very ignorant, but ignorance is not racism.
And this is where the PC culture comes into play, and the social justice warrior bullshit comes into play, because it's just like everyone says shit, and
nobody in their right mind would defend some of the shit Trump has said. That's what I'll say. Yeah.
But everyone says shit. Like, we on this podcast have said shit in these last 4 episodes that if we ever run for president, we'll have the same thing happen to us. Like, we literally talked about like you eating your mom out.
Did that happen?
Yes.
Was that last
Talked
week?
about that.
Or
No,
not
like
last
first
week?
I
Or
think. is when we're talking about roast beef pussies.
Oh,
If any of us ever tried to run for president, do you think they won't use that? Even knowing that like I'm 20 and you're like what 22?
yeah.
You think they won't use that? Like that saying like taking something from 10 years ago where the guy says, "Oh yeah, I grabbed her by the pussy" or something. Just like, okay.
And if you guys don't even know like what's happening with that situation, it wasn't like he's just like, yeah, you know what I'm saying, I walk around and I grab girls by the pussy. It's like a hyperbole, right? Like if I said
if it's like
it's like how I would talk to Dino. Like let's say if I got 1 million subscribers, I'm like, no, I got 1 million subscribers. I could literally go and grab that girl by the pussy. I'm like, I have 1 million subscribers. What are you gonna do? Like that's what it was. It wasn't like, yeah, so this girl the other day, she didn't. I asked her to come home with me, and she said no. So I grabbed her by the pussy and I dragged her to. Like that's not what happened.
it'd be like if I was like, dude, Sarah last night, she was looking bad. And what can I say? I walked up to her, thrusted her against the wall, grabbed her by the pussy, and she just couldn't say no. That if I did that, that shows intent. That shows that I'm actually recalling something.
Yeah.
I'm recalling an
Yeah.
event.
That-
If I'm just like, dude, I get so much puh. I just walk up to him, I just grab him by the pussy. What are they gonna do? I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
It's
Yeah.
a distinct and discernible difference between those two things.
Yeah, like he said, it's not like he said, yes, it was this girl the other day, you know, we were at a party, you know, feeling it a little bit.
Redhead,
Yeah,
bad.
really great tits. So I
That's
grabbed her by the pussy, took her up the stairs, you know, threw her on the. Like, that's not what happened. You know, it's just crazy how all this shit.
Yeah.
And like
She's blown out of
Trump
proportion.
didn't defend it that well, saying I knew what he meant by locker room talk, because like, yeah, it's a little it's ignorant and it's not, you know, a great thing to say or whatever.
It is
But like,
rather gauche.
yeah, but like, guys wouldn't say that exactly, but they'd say something like that. Is what I'm getting at.
Like
There's not a
if you
single
guys are actually gonna
person-
sit there and say that you guys haven't walked up to like your friends and been like, "Oh yeah, I got head last night."
Yeah,
like
there's
you-
not a single person that doesn't do that.
Yeah, and like you
Like,
can
everyone
say.
does that shit.
You can say where you're like, well, our president shouldn't be doing that. You know how long that he wasn't running for fucking president when he said that. It's not like he was sitting there in the back of
He
the
never
debate
planned on
room.
it.
Yeah, he wasn't sitting there in the back of the debate room like, yeah, so right after this, I think I'm gonna go grab some pussy. You down? Like that's not what happened. You know, like so long and like, I am a radically different person than the person I was 2 years ago. Now you put Trump in this position. How old was that recording or whatever?
Like 10 years, 15 years.
Like, I'm not like if he was the type of person to grab people by the pussy. I mean, that might not change. But the difference is that a lot of things can change in that time. And that specific situation, you know, that's a person down to their core isn't going to really change much. But regardless, like back all the way back to like he had no intention of running for president. You know, like I don't know, man. When Trump was not a president, you guys weren't defending him so much because nobody knew any of this. It only
Nobody
came.
was attacking him.
Yeah, it only came out because he was president. And the thing is that it's funny because nobody brought these things up really until Trump was running for president. So it goes both ways.
Like somebody said the thing because of the quote, there's people literally grabbing women by the pussy, so his words were inspired actions of fucking
That's
idiots.
not true.
Like
No,
no.
can you show me proof? Because I find that
If
extremely
you
hard to
link me even
believe.
one article of a guy actually walking up to a girl and grabbing her by the pussy, and I'll shut up. But like, and even still, that's like blaming the Dark Knight Rises or the Dark Knight for that shooting,
Right? Yeah.
or blaming video games for violence and shit like that. It is the same exact thing. Like you can't like that's correlation without causation. You can't do that. It's not fair.
I
Like
agree.
we say shit like if like we say shit like Omega ate his mom out. If you go out and eat your mom out, it's not our fault that you ate our mom out. You're an impressionable idiot. Like
If you go back, because I remember the first secret podcast we ever did was very interesting, because it was very late and we were all very tired. So I said some rather outlandish things.
Yeah.
Like am I meant to be held responsible for saying that? Like, or not. Obviously, you should be responsible for the things
That's
you
the thing.
say, but like, I shouldn't be.
Context.
Yeah, I shouldn't be responsible for anything else. Like if somebody wants to go out today and just go up to girls and say, "I hate. Do you have roast beef, pussy? I hate your pussy." You know, like I can't. You know, what the fuck? This is.
And it's there's a thing called context. This is clearly a fucking, like, for the most part, a comedy podcast where we just talk about silly topics. Obviously, like, sometimes we get into things where we're being serious and shit like that. But even then, we still work in jokes and shit. Like, we're fucking like 20 years old and 18.
Yeah, I can almost bet even in like 5 years, I'll look back at this podcast and I'll be like, "What the fuck was I saying?" You know?
Here's an example of that. I have a video on my YouTube channel from like maybe like 5 years ago where it's called Dinosaurs on Religion. And in this video, I am religious. I actually believe in God, and it's incredibly interesting to watch because I don't know why I was religious. Like, in the video, I'm literally like, I believe in God because I can't say because my mom told me to. Fuck. Like, it's just interesting. Like, your opinions change, and like your thought process changes, your opinions, your beliefs,
Yeah.
everything changes, especially when you're young. So, and like I said, context. Like, if you remove context from us saying that, or from me saying that thing in that old episode of the Derp Circle, if you remove context from that, it makes it absolutely abhorrent.
Yeah, or even like if you were to.
Of me being a 16-year-old kid on a fucking comedy podcast, joking to make everyone on the podcast laugh, and succeeding because everyone laughed. A joke in poor taste, admittedly. However, a joke nonetheless on a comedy podcast when I was 16.
And not only that, like you could even in this very podcast, you can chop up me defending Trump and easily make me look like a Trump supporter, even though I've said multiple times that I don't support Trump and that I voted for Hillary and I wanted Hillary to win. But regardless, you can easily see, just look at this podcast, chop up sections where I'm defending Trump, and make it seem like I'm a radical Trump supporter.
You
Very
can
easily.
chop up portions of this thing and make George look like a Hillary or a
And he hasn't even talked.
Yeah.
Are you guys done with that? Or do you want to move on to the next point? Because I kind of wanted to talk about something.
Oh yeah, go for it.
Okay, well, this is kind of like a what if kind of place or situation or whatever. But like, what if, all right, let's say that like Trump stays true to everything he talked about, right? And we live like an alternate reality where like, or it couldn't even be this reality, who knows? Where like a ban actually goes through on like Muslim people, a wall's actually built. Do you think like a civil war type thing would ensue?
Here's the thing. I think the wall is not a bad idea.
The wall is a bad idea. In that, like,
But-
that's absurd. The idea of building an actual Great Wall of China is absurd.
but like,
But
what?
the reasoning
Yeah,
is not.
because here's the problem. People are bringing issue with the reasoning behind the wall and not the actual wall itself, which I find rather interesting. Regardless of what happens, like illegal immigrants are just a problem. My father was an illegal immigrant, I think up until like 5 or 10 years ago. Like he's been an illegal immigrant here for a while, you know. And this is a very, very touchy subject, so I don't know if you guys want to, keep going on to this or whatever, but
All right, look.
It's up to you.
Again, much like Omega, my father, also formerly an illegal alien, an illegal immigrant, some would call it. Since I became 18, I was able to help him get his citizenship. But before then, for my entire life, and even before then, for like 11 years, he was not a citizen. And I still genuinely and honestly believe that that is not fair. because I know for a fact that he worked under the table. He was more people were more apt to hiring him because he was an illegal, because they didn't have to pay him as much as they had to pay an American citizen, and they didn't have to pay taxes on this man because they were paying him under the table. So they doubly paid less to get his work. So that isn't fair to an American citizen who was born here or who worked their ass off to go through the rigorous process of becoming an American citizen. It's just how America works. It's fair. It's fucking fair. You know what I mean? It's not fair to just come here.
Sure, yeah.
You know?
Illegal immigrants, you can make an argument that they work harder than American-born citizens, whatever. But the fact of the matter is that work could be done by an American citizen and keep the economy going because you can tax that. People that get paid under the table, that's not taxable money. You know what I'm saying? So, like, when you have an American citizen, one you have to pay them more because the reason why they can have that job is because it's cheap. You know, if you're getting paid under the table, you're taking a pay cut. You know what I'm saying? And like, I'm not saying that like illegal immigrants have it easy. You know what I'm saying? Because they can't even
No.
go to the fucking hospital. They got to be worrying
But
about
they
getting
can
fucking.
go to the hospital, and that is another issue because they can't go to the doctor. They can't
Okay.
go to the doctor. What they do instead is to wait until they are so sick that they have to go to the hospital. They go to the hospital and then don't have to pay the bill, and then that is then put on to the American citizens who pay their taxes. If you're an illegal American, you don't pay taxes. Like,
What do you guys think though of like you think the aftermath would be though if Trump's policies were instated?
if there was a ban on fucking Muslims, and what was the other thing? If they build a wall, no, they should have a better policy to deal with immigration.
Okay, but let's
Yeah.
just say let's just say that like it gets to a point where like a wall's built or some sort of a
I
better
don't think
plan.
the wall would be the inciting
Okay.
incident, but if they actually tried to ban not Mexicans, but Muslims, or they tried to ban Mexicans or just immigrants in general, then yeah, I do think like I'd fucking grab a gun and I'd fucking fight back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there's no way you're not gonna ban Muslims.
Yeah.
What is that? Like, you can't do that. You can't. And here's the thing. Like, I've been sitting here trying to say the entire time that the only thing I'm defending is our democracy and our constitution and shit like that. And what I believe Hillary did lies in the face of our democracy and our constitution. Banning Muslims or banning anyone or whatever, or making them fucking like sign up or whatever the thing was. Like, what is it? Getting like
Stamps. Like, yeah,
whatever
yeah,
it was. That's literally like Nazi Germany.
yeah.
If that happened, I would fight back. It's completely the same to me. Either way, you are going against my democracy. You're fucking up my country, and I would fight. If I saw
That would start
a
a
fight was
civil war.
coming through, yeah, fuck yeah, I'd be in that. And I'd die for it if I had to. Like, it just is what it is. But I wouldn't let our country just like, I just believe in the Constitution. I believe in everything about our country that like that's why I think our country's so good. It's because of our Constitution and because of our democracy. And so when something is plain and simply and patently going against it, like, I can't, you know what I mean? I can't stand for it.
Do you think like if a civil war did happen, do you think it would be kind of like the same way as like our last civil war, as in like the people who have like uprisen, rebelled or whatever? Do you think they would be the champions, so to speak, again? Like, do you think like that side would win? And this,
It'd
I mean,
like,
the people
it'd
who
be-
uprose was the Confederates, and they lost.
okay, well, like let's say in this situation that like like the people who say like I'm getting twisted
Here's
in like
the
my
thing.
own
The
reality.
people, you have to have guns in order to fight a rebellion.
Yeah.
But the other thing about a rebellion is rebellion's only won because the army steps aside. You'd have to have the people. It would have to be so demonstrably upsetting and fucked up and and everything like that for an uprising to work. Like you would have to have like if my neighbor downstairs who's a Muslim got dragged out and fucking banned from the country, shit like that was happening, and then I think we would win because you need all the people with guns. You need the hard right Republicans to be fighting with you
because
Those
they've got
people-
guns and shit.
yeah, like you need all those people, and it would take something horrific and abhorrent, like to make sure that they understood just how fucked up it was. Like it wouldn't just be the first Muslim who got banned.
Yeah.
It'd be seeing their friends and shit getting dragged out, like the Gestapo. Like it would have to look like Nazi Germany, and then those people would also rise up. You'd have to have those people, and you'd have to have the army also see like, oh, this is really fucked up what we're doing, because they'd have to step aside as we ran through. And
yeah, because I mean, there's just no way, like with technology and how fast the army is and shit. There's just no way we'd be able to stage an uprising and actually win. Yeah, we'd get mowed fucking down. But if like the whole
no way to communicate.
If the whole country is on like this is in this understanding where it's like, yeah, this is fucked up, this can't be allowed to continue, this has to change, this has to stop, then I think that'd be a different story.
Yeah, that's when it would happen. I don't think it will happen because I don't think he actually believes any of that. There's no evidence beyond him just saying something.
What do you think is the worst possible outcome within like reality?
Within the realm of possibility?
Yeah, but like within like what his potential view set is, you know what I mean? Like what everyone is like kind of making him out to be.
The only thing that I could say that would be like that could happen that's actually bad would be happening like right now, where his supporters that are so far to the right feel so validated by his victory that they do outlandish and fucked up things. That's I think in the realm of possibility the worst thing that can happen, because I just can't see Trump building a wall. I can't see Trump stamping fucking Muslims. You know, I can't see that type of shit happening.
Okay, when we're talking about the banning of Muslims, are we talking about literally taking the Muslims from our country and saying fuck all Muslims, get out of here? Are we talking about not letting the Muslims, or not the Muslims, but just the people from that one country that got fucked, and all those, because all those people shouldn't be allowed to come here, because ISIS explicitly stated that they have people within that group.
Kind of like
and
the
if you
Syrian
let those
refugees.
People, if you let them in, we will get attacked.
I don't know why I'm laughing at that. I don't know what I'm laughing at, but yeah, that's
we
true.
will have a Paris on our hands.
Yeah.
Or a Nice. We will have one of those situations on our hands in the middle of Washington D.C., in the middle of fucking New York, in the middle of Cincinnati. We will have a legitimate terrorist attack where dozens of people die. And if like, I'm sorry, you know what I mean? I truly am that those people have been dislocated. However, we're always saying that we shouldn't be the world police and shit like that. This is one of those times where we don't need to take these people in when within them there are nasty bugs. You know what I mean? Like when there are the people who are trying to come here to kill us.
If there's a 1% chance, or not even.
If I take this bag of bunch of crunch, a whole bunch of little like M&M like things, and if I took this bag of bunch of crunch, right, looks yummy, right, Omega?
Sure.
If I tell you 2 of these might be poisoned, do you eat any?
No. But I think it's a different. I mean, it's not completely different, but I'm just saying
it's
that
very analogous.
The ratio is what would be different, because we don't know how many,
I think 2 of them might be poisoned.
Right, but that's out of what, like maybe 30. That's a big risk.
There's like 100.
There's not 100 in there.
Yeah, they're not
even
big.
Even still, I still feel like it's a big enough chance that you don't want to take.
We would certainly change the ratio. We could even say, like, let's say we let 10,000 of the Syrian refugees in, and we still say one of them might be
but the thing is me choosing between a bunch of crunch and choosing between potentially saving a lot of Syrian refugees' lives is a completely different thing. Like there can be sometimes actions that can be done with
like
risk, but I'm not saying the risk is worth it. I'm just saying that there is a difference there.
If you're going to let them in, you have to put them through screenings.
Yeah,
I don't think
absolutely.
that's unfair to say. Like, you have to do our best at least to say, okay, these people.
But even still,
shouldn't be ISIS members.
like,
These people shouldn't be ISIS.
but
members.
even
These
still,
people-
like, how do you even do that? Because somebody
know
can
how
just
you
hide
do
their
it, but-
intentions. You can make a bomb by going to fucking Walmart.
Yeah.
Take a trip to Walmart. You got a bomb right there. Like, that would be very, very difficult to do.
Like, it's fucked up. Sure. Like, it's maybe even immoral. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
downright. To say, we can't let you in. We can't let any of you guys in because one of you might try to kill us. Even if it's not one of them, you know what I mean? Like, one of the people within your group in the mass might try to kill us. It's horribly immoral. But I guarantee if they did let him in, and one of them did attack, and it was at the movie theater when you were at the movies, you'd be thinking differently.
Yeah, for sure, absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like,
I still feel like that, like, if a lot of thought was put into like finding a way to bring them in that isn't by 3 people at 5 in the morning, like I feel like there is definitely like a process there that could be created, or maybe already maybe created that could be utilized.
The thing is, like, yeah, there could probably be a process that would eliminate a good chance, but the fact is that there is still a chance because, like I said, it's not like ISIS. Like, if they have an ISIS member trying to invade our country by coming with these Syrian refugees, it's not like they're gonna have a fucking tattoo on their head that says ISIS, or it's not like they're gonna be having something hiding up their sleeve that says, "Oh, look, I'm ISIS. You got me." Like, that's not what it's gonna be.
Do it is like something to do with trying to figure out where they're from.
Right.
Through maybe like a birth certificate. Or, I don't know how they would do it, but I think there's a way to at least have like maybe 50% odds that they're not ISIS, and like that maybe that would be enough for me. You know what I mean? But like I don't think it's our responsibility to take everyone in, or to help everyone, or to fight everyone's wars.
I don't think it's our responsibility to take in every single like refugee, that's trying to escape this like conflict. But I definitely feel like we should do everything in our power to help them.
We should, yeah.
Yeah,
Even
and,
if we could give money to the countries who have taken them in, that's good. That's cool. Do what we can. But I also don't want to go to the movie theater and be scared that, or like go to the mall in DC and be scared that I'm gonna get my shit blown back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there's already enough like fear of that, and for if that were to actually happen, like, it'd just be horrible. Especially if it was preventable. And like I said,
even feel like
it's terrible that that's happening to those people. It honestly is.
This kind of sounds awful, but I feel like even like there could be like a somewhat of like a prison like system where like if they want, if like say their home is literally being bombed, right? Like if my home was being bombed and I had the opportunity to come into like another country or whatever, and
But you're in prison, like,
yeah, like live in like a confined space or whatever, like kind of alienated until you're proven,
like a
Like, I feel like I would
concentration
accept that. Kind of, but like
I mean, that's what that is.
yeah, but I mean like it's the idea without like
Without the bad parts.
yeah. Like put in like a place where like you could live your life, like you're not going to be shot. You're not
Right.
going to be bombed. You're going to live in a place. I mean like
You'll get
It
3
won't be-
meals a day.
you
That's true. You get 3 meals a day if you're in.
I feel
Prison?
like it should be a little better than that, you know what I mean? Like it should be like a normal life, like if you want to eat more, you should be able to eat more or whatever.
You're talking about
But,
literally
like,
making them a boxed-in community.
I mean, I feel like that would be better than leaving them out
How
to
would you
dry.
do that,
If we had,
though?
Or open up a
I mean,
fucking
like-
Walmart in there and shit, and just because then
I'm not
like
sure
who,
how far you would go with it, but like
but then you have to take into account that you're gonna have people working at these places, right? So like, who's gonna take those jobs, knowing that there's potentially ISIS people in there? Like, I think it's a nice idea, but I don't know
I
about.
said DC, by the way. like Washington D.C.
But I don't know how possible that would necessarily be.
I mean, I'm sure it'd be expensive. I'm sure like there's a lot of like loopholes there and stuff, but I feel like that would be like a better answer than like leaving them out to dry. And I feel like they would accept it. Maybe even like not really govern themselves, but like work their own jobs or whatever inside there. Okay, this is starting to sound more and more like a concentration camp every single time I speak.
Like, but honestly, though, like, if we're being 100% honest, would you or would you not prefer to be put into a concentration camp or be bombed?
I mean, that's not even a question, though.
I mean,
It's not the best living conditions, but it's living.
that'd
So.
probably suck, but yeah, at least you wouldn't.
So just having your house ripped apart by a fucking mortar,
They have asked other countries, and other countries have taken some in. But like, there's like hundreds of thousands of these guys. Like,
People would probably volunteer to work inside. I mean, no matter how desperate I was for money, you couldn't pay me to go work at a Walmart inside of a gated community where there might be ISIS members. I'm just not gonna. No, that's not for me, man. Yeah, man. Why is it so quiet?
I was looking at the chat.
Same.
Oh, was the chat actually moving for once?
Yeah, first and
little
last
bit.
time for everything, but I don't know, man.
How did we even get on this fucking topic?
I don't remember. I remember you doing it, and then I was just like, all right, well, I guess we're coming on this. You like started with like you started the politics talk, and then I was like, all right, well, we're doing this.
And
And
there
I wish
it is.
Porter was here.
Nah, he would have gotten triggered and left probably, or he would have.
How could you have gotten triggered in our conversation? Like
I felt like he would find a way though. Like that's just how he is. He's like, I feel like he's kind of pseudo one of those people that we were talking about on Twitter. Like the people that are like, Trump means the end of fucking America or some shit.
Sure, but I also think he's. Maybe this is just me like being biased and hoping that he's not. But I also I believe that he's capable of reasonable thinking when.
I don't know.
Maybe not. I don't know.
I can ask another question, or we can wrap up the podcast.
You have a good one, then we can maybe
hold on.
end it on something that isn't,
Yeah, let me see.
politics talk.
I'm gonna try to find something good here. Oh, okay. We have like a little bit of a double. So what's the one thing you just can't say no to?
Aside from bomb ass dome.
Actually, I wouldn't say that if I were you.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? One thing I can't say no to.
To me, it's French fries, bro. As you can tell. Nah, but on some serious tip though, like French fries are just. I feel like they're crafted by God. Feel me? But that's just a personal tip.
Huh.
A new comic book, maybe.
No, I can say no to comics. I've done it multiple times. Honestly, I really am like I'm probably addicted to chocolate. Like I don't really like I don't fuck with like fruity candy and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like I fuck with chocolate on a molecular level.
True.
Like I don't know why, but I just really love the taste of chocolate. Like you can't get that taste anywhere else. Like if I want to taste something fruity, like I'll just go get an apple. Like I love apples, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I really love apples. I love strawberries. I love oranges. I love fruit. So like, if I want a fruit, I'm just gonna go eat a fruit. You know what I mean? I ain't talking about quarter. But like, where am I meant to get some chocolate from? If I'm not talking about quarter, like I'm really not trying to eat quarter's ass sometimes, and I want some chocolate. What am I meant to do?
True.
Well, I just walk across the street. You know what I'm saying? I also can't say no to myself when I say I want to go for a drive. I like going for drives, man. I got my speaker system on deck. When you come here, Omega, and we start fucking in my car, and that whip has. See, that's another thing. They'll use that against me. They'll say I'm gay.
All right.
That's another thing. I'm being serious though. Like honestly, like I'll try to run for mayor in my town one day, and they're gonna find my YouTube channel. They're gonna find that I was on this podcast. They're gonna hear me say that you and I fucked.
I mean, fuck it.
They'll see you
But
slap
that's-
Jurgen's ass first.
That's private.
I got a link to it. It's all right. I'll give it to him. I'll take the money compensation.
Well, I love fucking going for a drive. Like there'll be times where I'll be like, huh. I feel like going to. I'll figure something out and just go for a drive until I figure out somewhere to go. I love driving.
All right, George. What's
Because I
one
love
thing you
listening
can't say no to?
When I get something like in my head that like I want to do, like for whatever reason, like it will not leave my brain until I accomplish it. You know what I mean? Like a goal or something.
Like
Not really
busting
a goal. I mean, I feel like
busting a glob or something like that.
of course, but like when I wanted to go to the gym real bad or whatever, right? Like when I wanted to start working out, I couldn't say
When
no
was
to it,
that?
you know?
Has that happened to it?
Okay. Thanks, man. Like I couldn't say no to that. I couldn't say no to like when I want to start a YouTube channel or whatever. Like I put that off for a long time, but like I couldn't say no to that. You know what I mean? So I tried it. Like whenever I get something like in my
Good
head,
thing you could say no to McDonald's though. So,
eventually I got there. Once I found out that healthy foods all right tasting too, you know, then I could say no to it.
You can say no to yourself, man, because you lying right now.
show me a salad that tastes as good as a Big Mac, and I'll swing on your ass.
I hate salads, but there are still healthier alternatives. But
All right, so let's say I want a nice, tasty meal, right?
all right.
But
Gotta be
healthy
pussy.
for sure. But
Okay.
0 calories?
let's hear it from my main man's Jorge. Like, if I wanted something that tasted good, I wanted like a hearty meal that would make me feel good, right? When I eat that shit.
Maybe in the chat. Porn, if I see any type of porn, I can't resist to watch all of it.
This man went through the Pornhub catalogs. All right, but yeah, so a good meal, nice and healthy.
I mean, like, if you're looking for something that's like, you know, jammed with like fucking taste or whatever, you know what I mean? Like you want,
Yeah,
you know, when you eat a burger, you eat it
Yeah.
'cause, like it has a very very like exquisite taste or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, like it's you know it's a burger. What I'd eat is I would eat like I'd make some rice. I'd make broccoli. I'd put edamame in there. That was from Matt.
the fuck is an edamame?
It's a
Exactly.
baby soybean. But and
It's
then
like
I put like
eating-
chicken in it, and then I'd add like oyster sauce or something. You know, you may think that sounds disgusting, but that like
Why,
the
'cause
oyster
it is.
sauce, the oyster sauce makes it like it makes whatever this is like a broccoli bowl, right? Like it adds that required what you're looking for, like that taste, that however you would like.
You're not really selling me on not being a fat ass right now, so I'm not sure.
Okay, well look, try it and then tell me it's bad. Until then, fuck yourself. That shit is good. That like that's the
Is that like your main meal? Is that what you eat a lot?
Pussy,
I do
yeah.
eat broccoli bowl like stuff a lot. I have a lot of different like dressing sort of stuff, like soy sauce, oyster sauce, teriyaki sauce, stir fry sauce, stuff like that. You know, like that's sort of like a sort of like a well-rounded like meal for all my macros of carbs, calories.
Man, I don't know, because
Protein.
if that's what being healthy sounds like, bruh, I'm gonna take my cholesterol extra high. You feel me?
Man, just listen to what I'm saying. Just don't eat. All you got, literally, look, dude. Like, I fucking ate like a girl who was trying to actually become a model. Like, I literally became anorexic for like, what was it, like a month and a half or something, where I was like really eating healthy, or not healthy, but like just not eating. And I dropped like literally like 70 pounds in that time. And then ever since I was just like, all right, well, I'm fine with being 165. I'm fine with looking myself in the mirror now. My girl isn't like repulsed by me. I'm fine. Ever since then, I've eaten whatever I wanted. Haven't gained a pound. Also haven't lost a pound. So all you have
Interesting.
to do is go through a month, and really like only like 2 weeks of misery. We go through like 2 weeks of misery of eating like 500 calories a day.
What even
by-
is 500 calories though?
Okay, so it's a little bit expensive probably. I don't know how much like expensive is to you in terms of food, because like the only time I ever bought food was when I lived on my own.
Right, well, of
So-
course.
I didn't really know how much food was, but like I literally go to Walmart, literally buy these salads that were like 260 calories, as much as the soda in terms of calories. I would grab like 5 of those, and I'd have one of those for lunch every day. They were 260 calories. They were already pre-made. You know what I mean? And they were like $2.50, I think. So I'd get like 5 of those. I'd eat one of those every day for lunch, and then later, maybe like 8 o'clock or something, whenever I feel like eating dinner, I'd have a healthy choice meal, and those were like another $2.50 for each one. You get like a variety of those, but like I just had like the specific salad that I liked, like the ranch and chicken one.
Right.
And then yeah, I'd have that, and like those things are like oddly filling. You know what I mean? Like you wouldn't think it because it's only 260 calories or whatever it was, 250. But like those, like I'd eat one of those, it'd only be 250 calories, and I'd feel full. You know, even before like I got through like the stomach ache bullshit.
Really?
When I ate
Yeah.
salads, like there was a point when I was like losing weight, right? Like salads every single day, and it's like come to the point where I just can't eat a salad. Like I don't know what it is, but like when I eat a salad, I don't like the taste of it. When I eat a
I
salad, it
still
doesn't
eat
fill
those
me up.
salads.
I don't know what it is, but like I just can't eat a salad.
So
Like, it
these
doesn't
healthy
matter.
choice things are what you're talking about.
No,
What the fuck are you talking about?
I'll find one. Good.
What?
I was just saying, like I can't eat salads. So like these broccoli bowls, which is what I call them, but you know they're chicken, turkey, whatever. Like I just became addicted to those instead, and I just couldn't eat salad, so I switched to these, and ever since then, like I can't stop eating them. Essentially, like I eat 2 meals a day, a majority of the time, and both meals are usually these, like bowls.
Okay,
Yeah.
so like there's like a couple different types of these things. You don't want to get the one that's just like a rectangle. That's like a TV dinner and it's gross. But if
Okay.
you get the one that I'm linking you, like that's kind of like it's got these curved edges. You
Right.
can kind of see inside it, and you'll see that's like a almost like a see-through bowl.
Right.
And then when you open it, it'll be like, actually no, I don't even think. I think you literally break out the box. You take off the box and you just put it in the microwave. Put it in for like 2 minutes or whatever it is, and then like you don't even have to take off the plastic because it's steaming
Right.
through the plastic, and then you take off the plastic, and then you take all the vegetables and shit and the meat and put it into the sauce underneath, and then you mix it all up.
I might go
Some-
cop these shits tomorrow. See how it works.
Yeah,
Get like
I
get like a week's worth or some shit.
I really
Cause
like.
I like this shit. Like it does not seem like filling.
It was to me. I don't know. It probably still is. I haven't had one in like 3 months.
Also,
Now
when
I
you
eat,
start
like-
going down like a weight loss journey, eventually you get to the point where like
Did this thing
stop
just
feeling hunger.
teleport glasses onto his face?
Oh shit!
You stop like like feeling hunger as much as you used to. Like when I first started, even before I started, like I'd say I probably ate like 9 burgers a day or something. Like it was a lot. Right?
Get the fuck out of here!
Like-
Wait. I wasn't paying attention for a second. 'Cause I was
Okay,
reading the
look.
chat.
You know those
Did
people?
you say you were eating 9 burgers?
Okay, listen. You know those people that like do the challenges where they
Not a
buy like
month.
50, where they buy like 50 nuggets and they get to like they eat like 20 of them. They're like, I can't eat anymore. Those guys.
Yeah.
That was like I would get 50 nuggets and eat it, and I'd be like, damn, dude, I'm still fucking hungry. Like that was me.
Holy fuck!
Like I could not get satisfied. Like I would eat and I'd eat and I'd eat, and eventually I get to the point where I'd stop eating, like specifically because like I'm like that's a lot of fucking food I just ate. There's no way I could fit anymore, but I definitely could. I probably could have ate like 4 or 5 burgers on top of those 50 nuggets.
Oh
And
my!
just for one meal.
Oh my
eat, like,
god!
probably
You
3 or
didn't
4
stop
meals a
eating
day.
because you weren't hungry anymore. You stopped eating because you were embarrassed.
There is like when you're fat, like there is definitely like a huge amount of embarrassment that kind of just surrounds you at all times. You have like an aura of embarrassment. You know, I feel like if I went and I bought 50 chicken nuggets right now from McDonald's and tried to eat them, I'd eat 10 and then feel sick. But like,
Let's try this. I'll go get 50 nuggets right now. How much is 50 nuggets?
I'm not sure.
It's 5 and 1. I'm not doing that.
We have to do it for next podcast.
Does everyone go get 50 nuggets? How much
I'm
is
not-
that though? Seriously, it's like $10.
Something like that. 10 or 15, I think.
Well, that's a couple days for a normal human. So
I don't know. But like, yeah, it was a disgusting amount.
revolting.
Yeah, like it you know, but like now I eat 2 meals and I literally eat those 2 meals specifically because like I know that I should eat them. Not because like I mean I want to eat them, like I enjoy the taste of food, you know, but like it's not fueled by hunger.
Right.
You know, like I don't feel hungry. Like I could go all day and not eat anything. Like before I started this podcast, I actually had food made for me, right? And I haven't eaten it.
Instead, you just decided to throw it away.
I didn't throw it away, like it's sitting in the microwave, but like I didn't eat it. I didn't get up to go eat it like I could have done, you know, if I was hungry. Like it didn't even cross my mind. Like I knew it was there.
That's why I
No.
smoke cigarettes and take Adderall, because they're appetite suppressants.
If you smoke cigarettes, I would not meet you.
Really?
I mean, I would meet you, but like, I'm gonna get a hotel or something. I'm not staying in your shitty ass house. Here, Sparky,
I'll do this.
Sparky.
I let my beard on fire for a second.
Weird.
I mean, my stubble, but
The fuck? This nigga blew a load, bro. Ugh! Yay! Gotta get him with that good. I unplugged my headphones. Gotta get him with that good stroke action. You know what I'm saying, friend?
that was an eventful podcast. I really appreciate all you guys for coming out to the stream. Make sure to subscribe to Omega on Twitch here. Make sure to follow Custom Abilities on Twitter. That's George up here in the wherever he is on the screen. Go follow him on Twitter. That's at Custom Abilities. You can see him tweet, honestly, very eccentric
Probably-
tweets. Very
Probably
weird.
the worst.
He also tweets very often, of course. So
Also, check his following list, as he is following quite a few porn accounts. I rather found that interesting the other night. Just
How you
quite
gonna
a
out me
few.
like that?
Quite a few porn accounts. It's remarkable. Make sure to follow me on Twitter at Dinosaurs. So eventually, maybe one day, I'll get past 1,000 followers. I've been here for a good 3 years. And yeah, make sure to subscribe to the Secret Podcast here on YouTube. That's youtube.com/ this link doesn't exist. We can go ahead and end this.
we should talk about that after we end. All right.
Appreciate you guys having me though. Just want to say that before it fucking destroys
Well, we didn't
itself.
appreciate having you.
All right,
Quite
well,
frankly,
fuck
you
you
didn't
too.
talk a lot, and when you did, it wasn't very
Oh
funny.
wait, before I leave, I gotta do one thing. Okay. This is a conversation we had in our group DM.
Wait.
Okay, so we were talking about Comic-Con and stuff. And I was like, all right, absolutely, man. I'm down to do that tomorrow. So long as Xavier doesn't fucking kill himself. Because if you guys watched the last episode, that nigga wanted to shoot himself. I mean, I may have provoked him, but whatever. He says that Dinosaur says, even if he does, fuck him. We can find a special guest if we have to. And I said, all right, Gucci. I'm down for the podcast tonight, but I can't do it too late. Interesting how that went. And then he said, I'm down. Do we just do the show without Quarter? And we had an interesting message coming in from our special guest, G-Eazy here, who says, you guys can't leave Quarter out. Who else is going to sit there with the poker face and speak once every 5 to 10 minutes?
Ironic.
Interesting.
I took his spot. What can I say? I lived up to the hype.
Good
I have a
cosplay, man.
genuine and honest question here. Do you think we will ever have a podcast in which everyone talks?
I don't think so, because I think, like, a lot of people just, like, naturally, like, regress. They go back into their role. You know what I'm saying? But I think, like, it'd be different if we, like, continue to do this podcast, because I feel like people will just get more open to the idea of just, like, saying whatever the fuck you want to say. Because, like, I've been doing YouTube for 8 years. You know, you've done YouTube. Customer Abilities just started.
I also know that no one's watching this.
That's true. That is also another like very good feeling. It's just like you can say whatever you want because who the fuck cares?
Like I know that someone's watching this, which makes it like I'm trying to be entertaining,
Right.
but there's so few people watching it that I don't
Like
hinder my ability to be entertaining by stopping.
well, what you
by
guys hear
clicking
us
stuff.
say here is how we talk to each other normally, except on here we just have topics and shit. Whereas normally we're just, talking about shit. But yeah, man. That's the podcast. And yeah, so thank you guys for watching. We're definitely gonna catch you guys on the flip flop. You know what I'm saying?
Probably not though.
True.